And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, Kamala Harris, VP Harris, had her very first presidential rally, and it was held in Atlanta, Georgia, right at GSU, downtown, Party City. And what did she do? She had her party. And when the party was over, meaning when the rap concert was over, people were leaving. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, President Trump visited the National Association of Black Journalists in Chicago, Illinois for their event, in which Kamala was invited, but she couldn't find the time to go do that. Trump did, which was him going into the heart of the lion's den. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, JD Vance versus Cat Ladies and that whole situation. We're going to get into that a little bit, perhaps. That was really crazy. Whites for Kamala. First, it was white women. Now we have white dudes for Kamala. White dudes, they can't even call themselves men. How far have we sunk in society? We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And again, thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video. Scared the people. What am I talking about? I'm reading the comments. Lizard people. I got to stop reading the comments. Let's try that one more time. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Don't scare the people. Don't be like Kamala with that crazy laugh. Listen, if you were in her courtroom about to get locked up and she's a prosecutor and you hear that cackle, Wicked Witch of the left coast, you're going to get sent to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks instantaneously, right away. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, which is now worth $50. But shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video. Don't scare the people. Do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a whole lot going on. There's a lot happening. Oh man, that Trump at NABJ, that was a really big one, huh? I put that out, man. It just took off. I'm putting out short videos on other platforms I won't say because YouTube likes to snitch on me. But I put the video on other platforms, it's booming off. People are really interested. Kamala's going to be interesting. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know how they're really going to make her be something. They're trying their best. They're emptying out the war chest, trying to get the promotional materials out, trying to have her do little events and things of this nature, trying to make her be a thing that she's not really. We'll see how it works. We will see how it works here pretty soon. But shout out to you guys. I really, really appreciate y'all for joining. We have a whole lot to get into. We're going to get into quite a bit today. So y'all know how I do. First things first, shout out to you guys for watching. I could not do the show without y'all. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Also, shout out to the sponsors of the show. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Their link will be in the description, or you could just visit patriotpost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to my merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you'll find a summary of the events. You'll find links from the left, from the right, from the politically agnostic, from local, national, international, everything that I can post as long as it's legal and it won't get me locked behind some padded room somewhere. I will post right on the website, anthonyblogan.com. Again, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Also, go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my email address, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X. All those links are right there on the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. Also, if you're ever wondering if you are conversing with me or not, then I suggest you just cross-reference the method of communication with the contact page. My email is very easy to remember, contact@anthonyblogan.com. And if you ever forget it, just go to the website. It's right there, right on the contact page. I don't have a 5 million digit WhatsApp number. I'm not going to try to make you buy me some Apple iTunes gift cards. I'm not going to tell you to send me $5 so for a processing fee, so you'll be able to get 10 million naira, not dollars, 10 million naira, which is like $5. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you any of that stuff, right? Anything that you want to give me, if you want to contribute to the show, you got super chat functions right here in the chat. You have links in the description. I will never, ever, ever tell you in the comments, hey, click on that link right there. You can get to rich quick. You can get to money today. You can get to money today, huh? It's yours. Click on that link and just do it because I don't have time. I don't have time for your madness. I don't have time for the foolishness. I don't have time for the foolishness, my child. Just please click that link. I don't sound like that. That's not how I sound. I never in my life been in Nigeria. Shout out to the Nigerians, though. I love their jollof. I'm loving the music. Burner Boy, all these guys, WizKid. That's my people. That's my cousins on the other side. So shout out to them. Shout out to you guys. But please, y'all, don't get scammed. Don't nobody got no time for that. I got a new voice. I was on my other channel, Uncle ABL, wink, wink, in which I was talking about weight loss and how to keep yourself, from getting a really, really big back, how to prevent from going to Dr. Now. I know you guys seen 600 Pound Life. And my Dr. Now voice, how was that? You're eating too much food and it's just too much. You have to stop eating the food. Because if you eat, then you're going to get fat. Have you been doing the weight loss as we described? I don't think so. I think your mother is keeping you fat, and that's going to be a problem. Please, just do what I ask you to do because you're breaking my scale. You're breaking my chair. I got to work on that one. That's my next one, Dr. Now. I want to get his voice. I want to get his impression down pat. Okay, I might got to holler at my classmate, Jay Farrow from SNL, to see what he can do because his voice impressions on point. I got to get some coaching from my high school mate, Jay Farrow. Shout out to him. Now, we got a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot happening. There's so much going on. I don't even know where to start. Again, shout out to you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate y'all. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, one more thing before we get to the content. This is also an audio streaming podcast right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern time. That'll be on Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Subscribe to me over there. Give me a 5-star rating, a review, whatever you can. I most certainly will do it for you. Yeah, good vibes. I got to work on it. I got to work on my Dr. Now. I got to work on my Dr. Now voice. And then when I get it, I got it. Okay. So yeah, shout out to him. All right. We got a whole lot going on. Where should I begin? Man, oh man. I got so many tabs open. It's crazy. I got a whole big thing planned up. I got one piece of the show. I prepared that a while back. It's wild. You know, you have tabs open in your browser. I got like 20 tabs open in one cluster. And then I got like 15 more in a separate cluster because I know at what point of the show I'm going to talk about certain things. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into Joe, Creepy Joe. That's always a good place to begin. All right, hold on. Ronald Small says you got the Portsmouth accent. You got to shake for that. I can get rid of the accent a little bit here and there. And really what you're hearing now is I've grown up and I've been able to shed a lot of that accent. If you were to hear me like when I was a little kid, I was sounding crazy. I was sounding like I was sounding like Allen Iverson. I was Michael Vick, like them, but to the next power. Okay. Now I got a question. Ever since they said Kamala's going to be the president, right? Or the presidential nominee, not the president, pardon me. Let's knock on wood for that one. We don't want to have that happen. Ever since they have announced, well, you know what? I think I might be able to say that they said Kamala going to be the president, at least for right now, because we've not seen Joe Biden. She's the acting president as of right now and the presumptive nominee. By the way, they have until August 7th to name the VP. So before we get to Biden and his nonsense he has going on, who do y'all think Kamala's going to pick for the VP? And before you guys answer, or as you answer, I'm trying to say Kamala rather than Kamala because people just be so offended. I mean, people are so soft nowadays. You know, I was watching the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists event with Trump, and I think Trump might have said Kamala, and then the crowd, now he said Kamala, I think, and the crowd, that's not her name. It's like, you're worried about the wrong thing. Who actually even really cares? I know I don't. But anyway, I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to be a good, quote unquote, journalist. I'm trying to be a good independent journalist and say everything 100% correctly. All right. If I mispronounce one syllable of one word out of 5,000 words in a live stream or more, I might be able to say 200 million words in a live stream, exaggerating, obviously. If I mispronounce one syllable, ABL, that's not how you pronounce it. You got to pronounce it right. I'm so sorry. I mispronounced the one piece of the word in my entire 3-hour live stream. I really do apologize, but I'm trying. I'm working on getting my stuff pronounced correctly. Let's go to Joe. We've not seen this man ever since they said Kamala's going to be basically the acting president and the presumptive Democratic Party nominee. We've not seen them at all. They basically said, all right, man, you done. Go ahead. When they had that press conference and they put him out to looking all pitiful and sad, that was pretty much a going away. This guy is probably doing nothing at all. But let's see what he said here. And I don't even know when this was. When its actual clip was. It says July 30th, but I'm not quite sure when it came out. So this could have been yesterday or it could have been a little while before then. All right, let's go ahead and check it.
Let's send her so late. Cure the economy.
So, in case you couldn't hear what he said, his presidential legacy was curing the economy. Now, look, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that he cured the economy. If you think that Joe Biden cured the economy, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. And if you think that, I'm no doctor, I can't diagnose you with any kind of disorder, but I'm just putting it out there as a suggestion. Have you been to the hospital recently? Have you been to a psychiatrist recently to get everything checked out? Maybe you got a few wires crossed and things ain't really going the way they should upstairs because obviously the economy is very bad. We got a few things we could just look at right here. Check it out. Look at the inflation. Okay, from January 21 to January 24. Overall price is up 17%. Food costs 25%. Gas costs 40%. Credit card debt up 46%. And you know what that means as far as credit card debt being up that high? That means people are not making enough. They're not making enough money to make ends meet. So they're bridging the gap with their credit card. They're taking on more debt just to be able to pay regular bills, to get some food, to go to the store. They're having to put stuff on credit cards and they're not paying the cards off. They're just racking up debt. That's what's happening right now. 46% increase in credit card debt. 26% decrease in home sales. That's a problem. People are kind of excited about their home gaining value, but at the same time, other homes are gaining value. So if you sell your house, it's going to be more expensive to purchase than when you bought your house initially. If you bought it, especially like 2020, 21, 2019 time, it'd be more expensive. And it's going to be harder for you to sell your house in the economy where people don't have any money. So in theory, you have more money, more equity in your home, but can you sell it? Can you move anywhere? I don't know. And real wages are down 2%. Now, wages should be going up, right? Because things are costing more. So wages in the perfect world, obviously, should go up to match, I suppose, but they're going down. You're not making any more money, but all these things are costing more. So how do you really solve for that? It's going to be a problem. Okay, here's something else. Now, this is a really interesting piece. So monthly mortgage payments on a home that costs $400,000. Okay. Now, this is not quite accurate, but it's a good snapshot. I guess it depends on if you put 20% down or something like that, but that's not really the point as far as the specific numbers per month. It's just about the gap in the numbers. So let's say all things are equal and you put down a certain amount of money on the house that costs $400,000. Your mortgage in January 21 will be $1,349 at a 3% 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Now, January 24, the same house with the same thing you put down on it, that mortgage is now $2,148 on a 7.09 30-year fixed. And don't even get me started on ARM mortgages. I've not seen those in a while. Have you guys seen adjustable rate mortgages out in the wild, like new adjustable rate mortgages? Oh, and the most important part, that is a 59.2% increase in your mortgage just because of the interest rate. Just because of the interest rate going up. And while that's happening, your wages are going down and the cost of everything else has skyrocketed. So it's a mess. It's really a mess. Like if your house went up in that, by that, if it increased in value, if you sell and buy another house, it's kind of a lateral move because you're going to end up spending that money in a new house. Hold on. Cowbell says, ABL, I make $89,000 a year, single male. I'm stretching myself with $250,000 house. That's crazy. Yeah, man. It's nuts. And then if you have something that happens, like you might need to fix your HVAC or your roof. God forbid your roof goes. Oh my goodness. You're talking about what, $10, $15, $20,000. Boom, off the rip. You got a credit card. Can you even afford to put it on debt at a 25 whatever percent APR? Can you afford that? It's a mess out here right now. Okay, it's really, really crazy. Now, we got a lot more to get into. We have a whole lot more.
Nope.
Now, here's Biden speaking. I guess recently the video was uploaded on the 29th. So what was that, Monday? Let's see what he's talking about here.
No president, no former president, not me, not one should have been given any exception to this. No president, no former president, not me, not one.
So I don't know what he was talking about right there. He could have been calling himself a former president. Maybe he wasn't doing that. But yeah, I'm glad they went ahead and kind of like pulled the plug on this guy. But at the same time, I'm not really glad. He shouldn't have been in this position at all. He shouldn't have been running for president. They knew that he was on his last leg when he ran. They made this old decrepit man go out there because they knew they had the best chance to succeed with him. With all their funny business they were doing, allegedly, all the funny business, and then his connection to Barack Obama made him a good person to put out there. But it's really pitiful they got this old decrepit man on his last leg. Man, look, if he would have died in office, oh my gosh, that would have been awful. Awful. And then the thing is, everybody seen it coming. It's like watching a slow speed car wreck. You know that the end is coming. You're trying to tell the guy on the inside, man, please put on the brakes. Are you sleeping? Wake up. Wake up with the brakes on. Don't crash into this wall. You're going like 10 miles an hour. You're going a little bit faster than 10, but slow for real. But you're going fast enough to crash and burn. Please stop the car. And then don't nobody stop it. But you saw it coming. It is what it is. So yeah, that guy's not really been seen for quite a while. Now, shout out to this guy right here. This is in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, at GalaxyCon. Some kind of, I don't know what this is really. I'm seeing figurines and I'm seeing artwork. I don't really know what this is. If you guys know what GalaxyCon is, let me know in the comments. But somebody decided to do a little bit of cosplaying, okay? And I think that you guys would appreciate this outfit. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything weird. This is a nice and wholesome costume that the entire family at one point could do. I think once I get to be a certain age, man, matter of fact, I might do this right now. If I get invited to a Halloween party and they say dress up, I'd be like, look, man, I'm 40 years old. I ain't trying to dress up to no party. But I will make an exception. I'm not going to normally wear a Halloween costume, but I make an exception if I get to wear this one right here. So you see who he's trying to be, right? We got this man looking confused with holding an ice cream cone and some classified documents. Oh, okay, there we go. And then it says vote on the inside with Trump pointing at him. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That's the right way to go about it. Yeah, so there we go. If I get to go to a Halloween party and they say, hey, man, put on the costume, I got it. I have this exact suit already. Well, not the exact suit. I don't know where this guy got his suit from. This could be a rack suit from Burlington Coat Factory, and I would never. I'm playing. But I have a suit that's that color. I got to tie that color. White shirt, obviously. Let me get a fake ice cream cone, some aviator lenses. Matter of fact, I got some glasses like that, too. I got the Dwayne Wade, the double lenses. I got one of those. I'll put that on, give me a little green folder, and then I'm lit. I am Joe Biden at that point. I already got the gray beard. All I got to do is get a little gray slick back thing on top, a little slick back action happening, the last strands of your hair. I throw that on top, and then I'm good to go. I'll be Joe Biden at that point. So yeah, matter of fact, or Secret Service. I could do either one. I could be Joe or Secret Service. So yeah, that'd be a good outfit for Halloween for you guys. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Somebody asked me, am I on Rumble? I'm not on Rumble because alternative media platforms like that are kind of not really ready, in my opinion. They're not really ready for prime time. I have a BitChute account, and I remember people were asking me a lot, hey, man, you got to get on BitChute, man, BitChute. And people act like it doesn't even exist. So they want Rumble to be the new BitChute. I don't really see the purpose in doing that. I already have BitChute. But I wish Rumble nothing but success. But I think the biggest platforms now are really the hottest platform right now is TikTok, unfortunately. And I have to kind of be over there a little bit because it's like a necessary evil. If I'm not over there, what's going to happen is you're going to have just a bunch of nonsense run amok. You're going to have pure unadulterated nonsense run amok. You're going to have a bunch of these people who are completely addicted to all types of things over there, just saying whatever. So I got to be the dad over there to just set things straight. Although I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish I could just not be over there. I'd be totally fine. But anyway, TikTok is up there. Instagram, Facebook is still the king. Yes, it is. And YouTube. Twitter, of course, as well. Anything beyond that is just kind of second place. Although I wish there's more competition to keep these platforms honest. I like Rumble being able to be a competitor to YouTube to keep that platform on their toes. When you have a competitor, it's like, okay, we got to do things better than the other guys to keep our base. We got to make sure that we're not censoring as much. And also, something else. I do have a TikTok account. Yes, I do, Bina. It's the same as everything else. Anthony B. Logan. Okay. It's kind of hard to see right here, obviously. But yeah, I have a TikTok account. ABL, Anthony B. Logan, real easy to find. I put a video about the Kamala rally in Atlanta. And we're going to get to that in a minute. That went viral. It's almost like 1 million views in a day. TikTok, I have to be over there because I have to combat the demons that's over there. That's it. True Social, I don't see the purpose because it's just, I think True Social is good to have people that you know over, kind of like a group chat, but it's basically a clone of Twitter. So it's like, why would I use a clone of Twitter when Twitter exists, especially since Twitter is now run by Elon Musk, or pardon me, owned by Elon Musk. So you don't have the nonsense that was going on before Elon. It's a much more free platform. So yeah, Twitter is probably the best platform, honestly, as far as freedom is concerned. Okay, a place where you could be conservative and not just be totally eliminated from the platform. So yeah, shout out to y'all. And we got a whole lot happening. All right. I see some of the comments, super chat streams. I do. Yeah. And I'm trying to not look at it because I get totally distracted and you guys are tearing me to pieces. Pardon me. Hold on 1 second. Get some of that coconut water. All right, we good. Hey, you know what? I got sponsors. I have ads. And I got some good people I work with. Shout out to all my sponsors. What I want to get is sponsored for this coconut water. Okay, that's what I want to get. Now, the best coconut water you can get, in my opinion, that I've had, like in the regular store, aside from going somewhere where they grow coconut and just chopping it and opening and drinking it, the best place to go is Costco because they have this, the Kirkland. This is better, in my opinion, than the Vita Coco because this just has one ingredient, coconut water. That's it. Organic coconut water, that's it. No extra sugar and none of that. Just straight up from the actual the plant, the root, whatever it is. That's probably going to be the best thing for you. All right. The coconut tree. Shout out to Kamala. Yeah, we gonna get to Kamala for sure. We're gonna get to it. Now, speaking about alternative media or streaming platforms, they have Kick as well. That's not for me, obviously. I'm not one of these Gen Z, Kai Cenat, I show speed kind of guys. I'm a little bit old. On Kick, it's like, what you doing over here, Paw? But anyway, Aiden Ross, who is a popular streamer, I think he's on Kick a lot. I don't really know about the young guys in streaming. But he says that he's doing a stream with Trump on August 5th. All right, let's get a little bit of sound going, and RIP in advance to the headphone users.
August 5th, which is next Monday, I have a stream with the President Donald Trump. We've been working on this for weeks, months. It's officially locked in. We will have a live stream with President Donald Trump on August 5th. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be probably around like 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'll have a stay up to date on my socials, but it's 100% locked in. And I just got the clearance to announce. And I just want to say thank you so much to the Trump team and everyone that helped me get involved with this. I want to shout out a lot of people as well, but I will towards closer to that stream. I'm just super pumped. Thank you so much to Dana. Dana White really helped me align this together. Thank you so much, Dana. I really appreciate it, man. This could be by far one of the most important streams I've ever done in my life.
So there we go. That is Aiden Ross, and that's on Kick, K-I-C-K, kick.com/Aiden Ross, ADINROSS. So he says August 5th, about 1 p.m. Eastern, locked in. So that'd be very interesting. Trump is going everywhere. Trump went to the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists. Kamala was invited. She didn't show up. Trump's going with Aiden Ross. Trump is going everywhere. Kamala is never there. Kamala had a rap concert, and when she came out, everybody left. It was a mess. All right, let's keep on rocking here. Now, hold on. I have a question. I got a simple question. Would you want to eat in this place? This is in California. This is in Stockton, California. Now, look, Stockton, California. What's going on with you guys? Are you guys okay? I mean, do you guys need some real assistance over there? I mean, like, do y'all need to be rescued? What's happening? Now, check this place out. Again, Stockton, California. No sound on the video, I don't think. Yeah, no sound on the video. We got all kind of stuff. We got unfinished living space. But it's a restaurant. So I don't know what they're selling. It says regular $7, large 8, kids bowl 4, drinks $1, extras $1, meat and something, cash only. Close on Thursday. Now, what'd you want to eat here? It's like some Viet, some pho or something like that. Yeah, some pho. Shout out to the Viet people out here, Vietnamese. But I don't know. Sometimes you go to like a Chinese spot, especially, not really a Viet spot. The Viet spots I go to are always pretty nice, but a Chinese spot sometimes, if it's kind of dirty a little bit, kind of hood a little bit, you know, it might be a couple of cats on out back. The food is something else. The food is good. My. Like a place like this, hey man, you might get E. coli potentially, but the food while you eating it is going to be good. Look at that right there. That looks amazing. Okay, that right there looking like somebody's Viet mama was in the back making that, or the Viet aunties. Okay, Tran New, Tran Win, all back there cooking it up, and Win, all in the back chefing, giving you some delicious food. I don't know, man, but I'm not sure my risk level is that high. I don't know. Somebody says y'all eat that? Okay. Yeah, but y'all gotta escape, man. Y'all gotta escape California, come to the East Coast and live a little bit better than that. I promise you can make a killing over here. Come down Atlanta, come down Nashville, come down, you know, Florida somewhere and live better than California. All right. So you said you pass. All right. Hey man, if I'm hungry enough, I'm tearing it to pieces. I am tearing it to pieces. Now we have a message from Vladimir Putin. It'd be in Russian, most likely. It might be it might be interpreted live, but the context is he says adults can live as they want, just don't touch the kids. All right, and that's him talking about the LGBTQ element of P. It's the same thing I say. It's like, look, you want to be an adult and do whatever you want. Okay, if you got 2 adults that consent, that's fine. That's whatever y'all do, that's y'all's business, not my business. Y'all keep it to yourselves. I don't want to know personally. I don't want to know. It'd be a news story talking about X, Y, and Z celebrity came out as gay. And I was like, all right, so what though? What they got to do with me? Why do I care about that? And I've been saying the same thing. Leave the kids alone. All right, let's see if they're going to have English here. And let me throw it on the screen.
У нас люди разных национальностей проживают 190 этносов.
So he says that there's different ethnic groups in Russia, 190 ethnic groups in the Russian Federation, and nationalities as well. So within Russia, they have different ethnic groups who are native-born Russian. You got, Siberia, a lot of them looking like straight Genghis Khan in the face. Then you have the Europeans that came from Kiev and Rus, including Vladimir Putin. But you also have other people that came there, some Africans, other Europeans, some Indians, a little bit of everybody living in the Russian Federation. 190 ethnic groups.
190 разных конфессий. Вот 4 традиционных, но не только 4. У нас больше, на самом деле, конфессий.
So there's different faiths, different religions. You got Islam, Christianity, Hindu, probably a little bit of everybody in there.
И в целом все себя чувствуют комфортно, это правда. У нас, кстати говоря, мы толерантно достаточно относимся и к людям нетрадиционной сексуальной ориентации. Это мы просто не выпячиваем это и не считаем, что это.
And this is why people like Putin. I mean, some of the other things about journalists getting deleted, that's something else. But what he's saying right here is, look, we're tolerant to people that may be from like LGBT, but we don't just pop out and show it like a pride fest or whatever they call it, a pride march, pride parade, where people got their twig and berries out doing whatever they want to do. I saw some of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life during the San Fran Pride Parade as far as videos on Twitter. No, I did not go to San Fran for the Pride Parade or any other reason. Look, I don't know about y'all, but I don't like stepping in human excrement on the sidewalk, walking down the street. Okay, I'm trying to go to the corner store, get something to eat, get a nice, delicious meal, a succulent Chinese meal, and then boom, my foot steps right in some crack smokers' waste area. Okay, a little bit of everything mixed in there. I don't want nothing to do with it. Same thing with the LGBT. If that's what you do, that's fine, but I don't need to know. It's no need for it to be all in my face. But let's keep on going here a little bit.
Правильно выпячивать. Пускай все живут, взрослые люди, как хотят. Никто их ни в чем не ограничивает. Но что касается детей, я уже много раз говорил, детей не трогай.
So basically he's saying adults live as you want for the most part without violating major laws, obviously. But when it comes to the kids, leave the kids alone. That's all I've been saying, the same thing. And for some people in the LGBTQ element of P, they say that's racist. Okay. Now, this character right here that I'm going to show you next better be glad that he lives in the USA, because you go into Russian Federation, you go anywhere else in this world, aside from maybe like Western Europe, this will not be tolerated. Okay. And look, this guy right here is jive scary. If I see him out in the street, I'm going to make sure my pistol got one ready to rock, because this guy might not go down without a fight. This is the kind of guy that you could punch in his face and he wouldn't even feel it.
I'm going to sue anybody that says he, him, sir, male, doesn't matter. Anything pertaining to a boy, I will sue you for.
Look, I ain't worried about getting sued. I'm worried about you trying to just snap on me. I feel like you at your wit's end. You might have been in a few fights. You might have been through some stuff, man. I'm not trying to, hey, man, look, you got it. Whatever your pronouns are, you looking like, what's my man's name? You looking like the guy from the Taken movies, but with a little bit of weight. If the guy, is it Liam Neeson? You looking like Liam Neeson, who decided to start transitioning. You looking like the Bruce Jenner version of Liam Neeson on the in-between stage, when he was on the Kardashians and he was growing the ponytail and things of this nature, and he started to get a little bit different in his chest area. You look like that, man. I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke, man. I'm not trying to get stomped out. I'm not trying to have you probably got a cauliflower ear and all that, man. That's why you got your bangs covering it in the back. I'm good, man. Whatever you want, I got it. Hey, whatever you want, go ahead, man. I ain't trying to get in the way. Now we have more propaganda. We saw the, what was that out in Nashville? The Patriot Front, or as we may call them, the Fed Front. They were out there in Nashville. Now what we have is a bunch of communists. I think they said it was 500 communists marching in Philadelphia. Now, if only they could go to Kensington and clean that up, that'd be fantastic. Hey, make yourself useful, marching communists. I'm going to put it on the screen right here. Make yourself useful and go clean up some of that crack smoke area, that heroin shooting area. All right, that might be a cop car. I don't know what that is, or just a regular guy. So we see all the people marching. Okay. Very diverse group. I'm being sarcastic. A very diverse group. Not at all. Is this the white dudes for Harris? Is this them taking a break from their Zoom call and going outside for a little bit of exercise? That might be them right there. But they're coming. These communists, they feel like they are the next thing. I saw another march somewhere else with a bunch of these so-called commies. But you know what's funny? As I said before, if these people actually get their way, these so-called communists, if they get their way and we experience true communism in this country, they will be the first ones done away with. They don't have any real use to the actual people in power. They think they're going to be the ones in power. They will not. They'll be the first ones deleted. They'll be the first one to go to the gulag. And I could tell by some of their physical fitness levels, the gulag is going to break them immediately. The first day, they're going to be done, man. They're going to be having panic attacks and all of that. So I suggest that they turn in their communist flags for American flags and embrace this country, because they're not ready for actual communism. People flee communism, they go across oceans. They go through, they risk their life to escape communism. You don't want that. Have you ever seen a North Korean escape? It's dramatic. Dramatic. Trying to escape communism. So, hey, man, to anybody out there that wants to embrace this type of ideology, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. All right? You just might get it. But let's keep on rocking here. Now, this is a fundraiser. No, I ain't going to play that because that's not really, that might not be right. Oh, okay, I'm going to play it anyway. This is a fundraiser for Kamala in Dixon, Illinois. Is this small town USA? I'm not really sure. All right, we got sound. Let's not do that. Okay, and got a few hamburgers on the grill. There we go. Okay, that's a turnout right there. Nice little turnout for the fundraiser. Yeah, a few people. That's like, man, please. Look, my uncle could take out the grill back West Virginia and don't even announce a party, and it'll be a party right there in the town, in a small town. So I'm not quite sure about the level of enthusiasm for Kamala. Okay. I don't think there's a lot of a lot of enthusiasm for Kamala at this fundraiser or in general. That's why she had her first rally in Atlanta, because the thought process was, okay, let me go to Atlanta. There's a lot of black folks there, a lot of young folks there. Listen, but before we get to Kamala and the whole kerfuffle in Atlanta, they had the event at GSU. That's right downtown. Party City. Listen, Atlanta people, not all, because I know some of you guys live there. I don't party ABL. I got you. I promise. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the culture there. Listen, okay, normally people are not going to be outside partying on a Sunday night at 3 o'clock in the morning. But Atlanta is different. You can see a club completely packed, jumping at 2 a.m. on really Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning. Y'all got to go to work. Hey, man, it's whatever. A Tuesday night, Wednesday night, or whatever. So when they go to the event at GSU Convocation Center, they're going to go from that free concert with Meg Thee Stallion right to the next event, to the next event, to the next event. And the next day, it'll be the same thing over again, over and over. That's how they do. And they know that about y'all. So that's why they went there. But the videos that we're going to see in a little while are pretty embarrassing after the rappers and whatnot dispersed, and Kamala had to actually go up there and speak for 30 minutes. They were not trying to stay for that speech. Now, before we get to that, here is a rally, another one, a different one for Kamala. Look, when I hear Kamala versus Kamala, it's like tomato. It's the exact same thing. Okay? I don't really hear a big difference. But here is a rally. This is a Kamala rally, a high school gymnasium. And I remember there was a guy trying to post this when it was kind of a little bit more filled up, but not really much more. Talking about, wow, this is big energy. This is tremendous. Like Barack Obama is like, sir, you're in a high school gymnasium. This ain't no arena. Okay. Like, let's pump the brakes here. Let's pump the brakes. But yeah, I don't see the enthusiasm for Kamala. I see a lot of money being spent, a lot of organizing, but not actual organic enthusiasm. Now, let's get to some of the people, because people have been responding to all this about Kamala. Is she going to be a great president? Is she going to be the good pick? Should I vote for her? Should I not vote for her? Let's hear from the people. All right. And shout out to you guys for being here. Really appreciate y'all. Thank you for the super chats and whatnot. I appreciate those. I'll read those in a little bit. Check it out. Hold on. Let's get some sound. That might help, right? All right. And RIP to you guys wearing headphones in advance.
It's literally this simple, and I'm going to say this shit one time and one time only.
Sorry for the cussing. Blame the black man.
Because there's no longer just Republican and Democrat. It's no longer just Republicans or racist ass white people and da 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 da. And it's no longer Democrats are progressive and for the people. No, that shit is out after COVID. That shit is over after the last 4 years. That shit is over. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't fucking with inflation no more. It's out, bro. So it's literally this simple. You're either a Republican and you're for America. You're for Christianity. You're for progressing this country. You're for the police. You're for all that stuff that matters in a functioning fucking society. Or you're the party of fucking pronouns and rainbow flags. I said what I said, but it is what it is. It's literally a line right here. And you're either for the stuff that went on at the Olympics, which is over here, the party of pronouns and rainbow flags, or you're over here, which is a party for America, bro. Pick a side. Choose up.
Well, look, through the cursing, what he said was right on point. It's like, look, there's been kind of a line in the sand drawn. You with that super woke LGBTQ LMNOP stuff that Kamala most certainly embraces, or you're for things that actually make a society function properly, which is what Trump embraces. It's pretty simple. There's no moderates running for public office when you're talking about the president or any kind of real big seat on the left. That's not really going on. When you find some moderates, it's a good thing, but that's not really what's going on. And I saw it last time in 2020 during the actual debate during the primary. And I think there was a question asked. I forget what it was. Might have been about illegal immigration, something, but it was a really radical question. And everyone on stage agreed with the question. Everybody. Tulsi Gabbard, Chris Christie, everybody. So really it's line in the sand. You're with what makes the society function properly, or you're not. Or you're not. And that is right on point. Okay, let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Now, this guy right here, this guy joined the white women for Zoom. The white women for Kamala. I'm reading this right here. The white women for Kamala Harris Zoom call. He joined it, and here is what he's got to say.
I just got word that the white women summit for the election is. So I'm gathered my white woman, and we're going to sit down and watch this Zoom.
Known as Mrs. Frazzle to her combined audience of over 1.5 million followers.
Why do we need to know how many followers she has?
It matters because that's what they do. You know, they are trying to influence you. So when you're talking about people that got a lot of followers, it's the Amber Rose strategy. 24 million followers, influential. Let's embrace what she's got going on. That's kind of how the whole game works.
I'm confused already.
Is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you.
I'm going to be honest. I don't like it already. Did you just see the face she made?
Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am like shaking to just be among such incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in.
Who is BIPOC women?
Now, this was funny, though, the whole BIPOC thing. People said that might have been Tupac's bisexual cousin. It's like, nah, these terms these people use is getting to the point of lawyer-ese. You don't even understand it. If you try to read a legal document that has a lot of lawyer language in it, you're going to be totally lost unless you are a lawyer or you've studied this language to understand what they're talking about. A lot of these terms, in perpetuity, all this stuff is like, what does that mean? Now, BIPOC is a term like that. It has a meaning, but do you know what it means? Probably not for regular people. You guys know because you're smart and you're watching the channel. But for you guys who don't know, BIPOC, that's spelled BIPOC. It's an acronym. It means Black, Indigenous People of Color, BIPOC. That's the new way to say colored person. First, it was people of color rather than colored. Then they wanted to be more inclusive and be a little bit less, on the nose, just reversing the old phrase. So now it's Black, Indigenous People of Color, okay? Rather than just regular old colored folks or coloreds. But it's the same actual concept.
Is that like Tupac? Something like it?
As white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season. This is a
White women have always voted, though. Why would they need to step up this year? I'm confused.
really important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good. No matter who you are all influencers in some way.
They ain't influencing me to do shit.
But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes.
Now, if you guys recall, maybe you saw it in my video, maybe you didn't, but this was on the White Women for Harris Zoom call. I think it might have been like 100,000, 200,000 white women or more on there. And it's funny because I was saying in my video, it's funny how all of a sudden now it's not considered racist to have whites congregate in a way like this, in this kind of fashion. But any other time it'd be racist. Let it be white women for Trump or white dudes for Trump. Man, they would say it's a Klan rally. They would call it a DOJ. You would have guys getting locked up. It'd be January 6th all over again. They would say it's a virtual January 6th. I was literally shaking. All these white men getting together talking about politics. I was literally shaking. But because it's white liberals doing it, all of a sudden it's fine. Funny how that works. So is it about skin color or is it about ideology you're trying to squash? Like, let's tell the truth here. Let's be honest here.
As a white woman, use your privilege for positive changes. Everyone knows this, right?
If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just
What?
take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So
I try to tell her the same thing and she don't.
do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized and use.
Yo, how do y'all listen to these people? I can't imagine having to live with one of these people. How? How is this real life? And who is BIPOC? Is that Tupac's bisexual cousin?
So yeah, that's what's going on. So shout out to you, man. I'm glad you don't know about what the word BIPOC means. You're probably better off not knowing that. But unfortunately, I know that, and many of us do as well. Okay, now we got a few more people. They're going to give their, they're going to give their testimony about kind of leaving the left.
So ever since I've showed my support to Donald Trump, the internet has called me a clown. I'm not educated. I'm not black. They wish Donald Trump would rape my daughters. They want me to go jump off a bridge. I mean, the amount of hateful things that people are leaving under my comments, it's so disgusting. You guys are so for love and peace and unity, but actually you guys are the most hateful people. You guys are a bunch of snowflakes. You can't handle somebody just stating their opinion. You can support Kamala Harris on your page. That's fine. That's okay. I don't expect anybody or everybody to think like me. So it's wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to get. You come out as being conservative publicly, you're going to get all of that on social media. I done got it so much. It's like, now I don't even see it. I feel like I don't get it too much anymore. Maybe because I don't, and or I don't even really care. And I know that when people say stuff like that, or especially the whole thing about, oh, you're not really black because you don't support this Indian lady, or whatever she identifies as, Indian, black, biracial, mixed, I don't know, whatever it is. Whatever the convenient thing to do today is, because I don't support that, then all of a sudden I'm not black and I'm all kind of racial slurs. At this point, I don't even really notice it because I know those people are just uninformed. They don't know any better. All they can do is react based upon what they feel, which has no place, no stance in reality. Okay, we got another person here. This is a really good one. Now, she was responding to a comment that says, but don't the supporters want people like you deported? And this is an Asian woman right here. So the guy was judging her, or the woman, it's like a lady right there. the person was judging her for being conservative because she's Asian. Okay, so now you're just being racist. But then you'll say that Trump and the right are the racists. But you lead with racism. How does that make any sense? A liberal will tell me, hey, you shouldn't vote Trump because you're black. And they're racist. The irony is crazy. Let's check it out.
Don't his supporters want people like you deported? Who are people like me? A minority? So do you just assume that every minority is here illegally or not an American citizen? I'm actually born in Denver, so are you referring to the fact that they want to deport me back to Denver? Or are you talking to my parents? Because my parents did migrate here legally during the Vietnam War, but they became citizens over 20 years ago. So I don't know who you're talking about when you say people like you. See, that's the problem behind liberals. If you let them talk long enough, they'll reveal to you everything that they claim Donald Trump is. And the fact of the matter is, when you guys constantly talking about how Donald Trump wants to deport all these immigrants, he is trying to deport people that are here illegally. You guys all claim you're all about law and order, and that's why you're going to support Kamala Harris because she was a DA prosecutor and supposedly Donald Trump is a felon. But yet you're okay with illegal immigrants coming in unlawfully. And when Donald says he's going to fix it and make it a lawful country, you're getting upset. And then you're coming in and accusing and assuming because I'm a minority, I must be here illegally. So you must think that about all minorities and people of color, right?
There you go. Right on. Exactly. So you have a preconceived notion about minorities. You're prejudiced. You see somebody Asian, you think that they're not here legally. They got off the boat. It's like, I'm from Denver. I'm from Denver. What are you talking about? I'm from here. And one thing I want to notice, I want to point out, conservative women, yeah, we got them. We got some beautiful women, okay? And they got sense. On the other side, hey, man, sometimes what you have on the inside can show on the outside. You can ruin a perfectly good person by flawed thinking and damaging ideology. You really can. All right, let's keep on going. Oh, we got more. You thought it was over? You thought it was over? We got more.
They have no argument.
Now, this person is responding to a comment that says, girl, shut up. Blue heart, blue heart, blue heart. Kamala 2024.
But that's it. Shut up. Name call. Be angry. They have no facts, no knowledge. It's just a bunch of ignorant, literally angry mob is what they are. Like, whenever you see conservative women, they're like well-dressed, very well-behaved, well-mannered, and then you like see women from the left always angry or always mad and yelling, screaming, just...
Exactly. And I see that Van Cleef on your wrist. I see that Van Cleef. Yeah, I know you got money. Let me get about $1. Let me hold $1 right there. I see that Van Cleef. What you said was right on point. Right on point. 100%. As always, name calling. As always, angry. As always, that kind of stuff. Now, this is a really good one right here. Okay. Judge Joe Brown. Let's see some of this. It's kind of a longer clip. I won't play the entire thing. I'll retweet it. Shout out to Clown World for posting this. I'll retweet it so you guys see it on my Twitter. But let's go ahead and watch some of this. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. And shout out to Judge Joe Brown. One of the best guys out here, being able to articulate his points about politics and everything else.
Oh, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything.
Whoa. Okay, I ain't just gonna do all that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, we got little kids watching. Okay, I'm gonna try to go ahead a little bit here.
Fool, what did you just say? You know, did you say anything? And
hold on 1 second.
Slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet. I think it was for professional purposes to get paid or advance you a hoe. and she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? Somebody, one of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'm Julius Caesar." He said, "No, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman."
Joe, all right. I can't play that. But Joe Brown, shout out to Judge Joe Brown. He really went in. But this part I didn't hear. I heard another part where it wasn't so getting into it. But again, we got little kids watching. Judge Joe Brown really went in on Kamala. I'm gonna try to go ahead a little bit, see if I can kind of skip past the whole human trafficking, the human trafficking part of his argument. Let's go ahead a little bit.
For San Francisco, made the connections for her, and she got elected to U.S. Senator. Willie Brown made the initial contacts and arrangements so she could get elected as district attorney for San Francisco. She didn't do a very good job. She had a reputation for giving out the stiffest sentences in the United States of America for simple possession of marijuana in San Francisco, for God's sakes. But it was only to young black men. She's not a parent, never had any children, but she went off on this campaign to lock parents up, some of whom actually were shown to have dropped their children off at the school, but they played hooky, so she was putting them in jail. I know my in-laws, now late in-laws because they're dead, and their fine daughter that I was married to, we were divorced. She got a whole lot of money, but anyway, out of me. What wound up happening was there was a liquor store they like to patronize on the way home, and it was a good liquor store, but it got held up a lot, so Kamala's solution was not go get the crooks, but close down the liquor store so nobody would be troubled by it. See, that kind of philosophy, or you've got...
Okay, there's more, but I ain't gonna play the whole time like I said, because it's kind of a long video. But yeah, Judge Joe was talking mostly about Kamala and Willie. Willie Brown was the mayor of San Francisco before Gavin Newsom became the mayor of San Francisco. And when he was the mayor, he dated Kamala. Well, basically, she was a sugar baby because he was married at the time, but they would go to events and whatnot together. He helped get her career off the ground. He had all the contacts and put her in political positions. That's how she started her career. Okay. Willie Brown was in the 60s and she was in her 20s, and they were together all the time. You could put 2 and 2 together and get 4. Okay. Now, I have nothing against that type of thing. If they had an arrangement and it's cool, if they like it, I love it. If they like it, I love it. But I don't know if that person who did certain things to get to these positions should be the president or the vice president or in any kind of way involved in politics. That's just my humble opinion, okay? Do something else. Work in the staff, work in the office, but to be the actual leader, I think not. Because a person like that is going to be told what to do by others. She will not be a leader herself, in my humble opinion. All right? Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, did you guys see the whole thing about Republicans being weird? We're going to get to a lot. We still got quite a bit of show to go. But the GOP, they're weird. I've not really heard that expression used ever since we kind of exposed it. Maybe I've not been paying attention to the media like that. But for a while, they were just trying to say, oh, Trump and JD Vance, they're just weird. They're weirdos. Weird. They kept using that word all over television. And when they do that, it's like an astroturfing campaign. They kind of collaborate together to make these words stick in your mind. The same thing as MAGA Republicans, to the point where normies will say that. I got family members that's like 1,000 years old in my Facebook DMs talking about MAGA this, MAGA that. Man, if you don't get off my line and go tend to them, go tend to that obesity you got going on, sir. Anyway, I'm getting triggered.
Of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
As weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
Super weird idea from J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's quite weird. They're just plain weird.
Just plain weird. Just plain weird.
That stuff is weird. They come across weird, and then they start being weird. Yeah, they're weird.
Being a really weird.
He's such a weirdo.
Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate, they're weird. Deeply and profoundly weird.
They are weird.
These Republicans just being weird, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Republican weirdness goes even deeper.
He said a lot of things that are weird, a weird style that he brings, weird policies. Let's start with the weird thing, because it is a thing.
Just plain weird.
What was weird was talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
You ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird to me, that an adult can go through 6.5 years of being in the public eye. If he has laughed, it's at someone, not with someone.
This goes on and on and on. And my thing is, okay, did that actually work? Did it make a difference? I don't know. Maybe they tried that for a Sunday to see how it would go off, how it would go over. I don't believe that it's going to really do anything. Okay, rather than these little gimmicks and tricks you want to play, how about actual policy? How about doing what's right for the American people? How about your how about your soon to be, I suppose, the presumptive nominee? How about she go out there and do a good job campaigning rather than just having rap concerts in Atlanta disguised as political events? How about that? This stuff right here is not going to work. This is part of the reason why we say that the mainstream media sucks. We're tired of it. We're tired of being treated like we're dumb and we don't know anything, that we can't recognize this kind of campaign when we see it. It's obvious. It's clear as day. It is clear as day what's going on. All right. So shout out to Tim Walls. I don't know where your teeth at, but it is what it is. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got a lot more. Okay.
One sec.
And as I was saying, they're talking about weird. Remember this whole situation in the White House?
Democracy's calling. See you, Daddy. Bye.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and this is a day in my life as a White House intern.
We did a joke. Hey, everyone. Uh-oh.
Now, this right here is happening, or what's happening in the White House. Now, here's the question I have. Okay, that's not weird. That's totally fine. That's just whatever. And then, of course, we've seen a lot more things happen on Capitol Hill, in the White House, that are pretty weird, that I won't get into because we got little kids watching. But there was a certain thing that was done in a certain room, and they got uploaded to a certain website, and it was pretty gross. Is that not weird? A lot of things are happening with these people now that was not happening under Trump. But one side is weird and the other side isn't weird. Okay. So yeah, if this guy is all on my face, I'm not trying to see that. That's weird. That's most certainly weird. Okay. And then the whole cat lady thing. Oh my goodness. Did you guys see that? So JD Vance had made a comment about childless cat ladies. Did you guys? Let me see if I can find that comment right quick from JD Vance. This was back in like 21. Hold on. JD Vance, cat ladies. Yeah, people got upset. They got offended. They got triggered or whatever. All right. Let me see if I can pull it up. If they'll let me. And if you like what you're hearing so far. God bless you guys. Sorry for the interruption. There we go. Perfect. Here we go. Let's roll the clip, the original cat ladies clip from 21. Then we're going to get into a small reaction.
Government. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children.
Those claims sparking fierce backlash. Democrats opening up a new attack line on the GOP ticket.
Of course, it's MSNBC or it's NBC. They're going to kind of truncate it, but basically there was a line about childless cat ladies. Okay. Now, Trump spoke about this at the NABJ. We'll get to in a minute. And he was saying JD Vance is not against people without kids. It's about he wants to really promote the family structure, and he wants to champion that. He wants to really make that be the bedrock of the country, which it should be. You know, people not having children, you got a low birth rate, you're going to have a hard time maintaining your country. So it's not about trying to be against people without kids. It's about those who don't have kids and don't really help with society at all. They're just kind of there. Or they do negative things to society. That's the main thing. Now, this woman right here was at some kind of rally. I don't know where this was. Maybe you guys can tell me. It might have been a Kamala rally. I don't know. But she went to the rally wearing a cat mask. Okay? A cat mask. And she's a self-identified childless cat lady. Alrighty? So let's hear from her.
I am a childless cat woman, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Bring laughter on, you know? Say to Vance.
Yeah, what is your message to Vance?
You don't mess with childless cat ladies.
Have you always been this enthusiastic about politics, or is this new?
Since Donald Trump got in, I watched Rachel through his whole term because I had to.
Rachel Maddow. Wow. Imagine watching Rachel Maddow all day. You would just drive yourself bonkers. That might explain the cat mask. It's not even about the cats. It's about what she's putting in her brain. Okay. Shout out to the cats. I like cats to a certain extent. If they cool and they chill, they just kind of mind their business. When they get all active and start to scratch me, okay, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. But if you got a cool cat, you just in the corner, chilling, minding this business, self-sufficient, that's great. Shout out to the cool, self-sufficient cats. It's not even about the cats. It's about this lady having some issues. Why would you be wearing the cat mask outside like that? What are you doing? Is it Halloween?
Stay ahead. I am a child.
So yeah, that was the response from a self-proclaimed childless cat lady. All right. Hey man, you like cats and all that, that's fine, but just kind of keep yourself together. Just keep it together. Now, speaking about some other individuals who may have some issues that are not necessarily linked to their pets, you have White Dudes for Harris. This is a real, I guess, group maybe, a little get-together gathering of this sort. Now, this is part of a fundraising effort for Kamala that has different identity groups. White Dudes for Harris is one of them. And there was another one I saw. I saw White Women for Harris. I think it was a Black Women for Harris. I think they said it might have been the Black Men for Harris, but I didn't see that one. Maybe that existed, but I didn't see that one. I mean, you're a man or anybody voting for Kamala, I feel for you. I really do, man. I hope that you just get well soon. Now, here's another one. They got a more recent drop for identity groups for Kamala. Okay, this one, I didn't know what this was at first. I'm like, we talking about amphibians for Kamala? Is this the lizard people? Is this the lizard people exposing themselves? What's going on? This acronym says AANHPI men. Again, AANHPI men. What does that stand for? Great question. Glad you asked. Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander. AANHPI for Kamala. Some of the guests include Ken Jeong, Daniel Day Kim, B.D. Wong, Leonardo Nam, Greg Louganis. Was he Asian or is he Asian? Ted Lieu, Andy Kim, Rob Bonta, William Tong, etc. John Liu, David Chu. That's going to be people on the Zoom call, and that'll be on next Wednesday. Okay, so hopefully we get some more cringe material to use against the Harris campaign. That'll be fantastic for me. And again, on that day, I think they would have picked their VP. So who do you guys think the VP is going to be? They're talking about the guy, what was that, Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania? Is that who that is, or the senator? They're talking about him. They're talking about, I don't know who else beside that. I don't know who they're going to really choose. I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a white male, but who, I don't know. I don't know. We're not, we don't really, we're kind of in uncharted territory right here. We really are. And these guys are also kind of in uncharted territory in their mind, going crazy. This is a little bit of a mashup from the White Dudes for Harris stream. This was a fundraiser, and they said they had 200,000 people on the meeting.
I'm white, I'm a dude, and I'm for Harris.
Over the last few years, you know, I've been thinking a lot about men I'm not sure.
Oh, I bet you I bet you have. Wait a minute. Did you hear that?
I'm for Harris.
Over the last few years, I've been thinking a lot about men.
I bet you have. That ponytail is going to be a whole wig in a year and a half. You're going to be Bruce Jenner. That little beard you got, good. It's a good beard. I like your beard. Good beard. That beard going to be gone. The beard going to be gone, and that ponytail going to become a wig. You looking like Bruce Jenner right now.
Man.
I'm not sure if you guys can recall that feeling you had on the night of Tuesday, November 8th, 2016. I stood over my kid's bed and I wept.
What? Sir, you cried. You cried when Trump. Well, hold on.
2016.
You cried when Trump got elected in 2016. Really, sir?
I stood over my kid's bed and I wept.
White nationalists in MAGA, they want to speak for you specifically as white men.
In the marginalized communities that educate me every single day, that this is a constant education for all of us.
Kamala is carrying on her shoulders 248 years of pain, of agony, of hope, of frustration.
248 years of what? What are you talking about? You talking about slavery? Is that what you're talking about? Huh? Kamala is not a black American. What are you talking about? And slavery been over with. But even if you wanted to say it's the pain and all that from that, she's not a black American. Her mom is from the Indian subcontinent, directly from the Indian subcontinent, a South Indian woman. And her dad is from Jamaica or an immigrant to Jamaica, not an American. And really probably biracial himself. So how do you get somebody from Jamaica and combine them with an Indian person and produce a black American and say that person has the legacy of slavery on their back? Well, you know what? How about this? From her father's side, she has Irish blood, and they said that the Irishman in Jamaica that owned slaves was a very vicious man. So I guess maybe that's what he's talking about right there. Slave ownership, but not being a slave herself.
And no matter how high she jumps, no matter how many degrees she has, no matter how good her grades are, she's never good enough because they're always moving the line.
What a variety of whiteness we have here. It's like a rainbow of beige.
A rainbow of beige. Hey, but you got a cool beard though, so I'll give you. I ain't gonna get on you too hard, but that was a crazy comment.
Beige.
But man, I am scared to death of what the future could look like if we go back to another Trump administration, one that truly left working construction white men behind.
Oh,
you've seen it with congressional leaders who have called Vice President Harris a DEI candidate.
Of course, men.
I mean, look, the whole DEI thing, that's a crazy face you're making right there, Pete. But the whole DEI thing is accurate when it comes to Kamala, and hear me out. When Biden was running in 2020, he was constantly pressured publicly by black media people like Charlemagne. Remember the whole, hey, if you don't know any vote for me for Trump, you ain't black. That was the thing that he said against Charlemagne on Charlemagne's show Breakfast Club. Charlemagne and other black people, politicians and everybody, media types were saying that they demand that Biden appoint a black woman to be the vice president. And what did he do? He did it. Then when it came to the Supreme Court, he appointed a black woman to be on the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Now, my thing is this. If you don't want any accusations of DEI hire, diversity hire, affirmative action, then don't say I'm going to hire a black person or a white person or whatever person for their role. Say you're going to hire the best person to go out there and do that. Don't have things. You can't hire based on race, and then when someone says they were hired based on race, you get offended. You can't do that.
Are also more free in a country where we have a president who stands up for things like access to abortion care.
Let's be clear about who Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are. Donald Trump is a 34-time convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, and a congenital liar. He's a fraud.
Adjudicated? Like, there go that lawyer language. Like, he didn't actually get convicted of a criminal offense.
And JD
in the sexual assault allegation case,
Vance is his mini-me. I even created my own cognitive test that describes the two of them.
All right, but you know what? Listen, my man, you opened the door, so I gotta walk in. You talking about mini-me? Okay, Austin Powers, right? So if Trump is Austin Powers and JD Vance is mini-me, who are you in the Austin Powers movie? Get in my belly. That's you?
Sofa, dolphin, shark, cats, convict.
Real men respect women, their decisions, their careers. And it's pretty clear that Donald Trump and JD Vance don't.
A woman president, man. How exciting.
If there is a God, she's a terrible writer.
One day, we all will be asked what we did to stop this MAGA movement. What will your answer be?
All right, black guy. I don't know how you got on the live. You stuck in the back door, went in through the color entrance. I don't know what you did. Oh, excuse me. Not color entrance. You went through the BIPOC, the black indigenous people of color. You went through the person of color entrance, not the color entrance, because that's old school. We don't do that anymore. All right. So shout out to you, my man. All right. Keep up alive. Hopefully your dreads will not become a wig either. You got a little man bun happening too. But yeah, shout out to you, sir. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. That was the dudes for Harris, Kamala Harris. Now, let's talk about Kamala. Is she a black woman? I can't tell if she is. Listen, Kamala, you're born to a mom from the Indian subcontinent, a dad who's biracial, black and white, but you're a black woman. You grew up as kind of like traveling military brat style. You spent a lot of your formative years in Montreal, French Canada. Do you speak French? Parlez-vous français? You went to college in French Canada for a year before you went to Howard to get that black experience, because you're not really a black person. You just, you know what I mean, have darker skin. So when you are around the blacks, you got to kind of like ham it up a little bit. You got to put on that black scent a little bit. Okay. Now let's check it out. Here we have Hillary Clinton doing the black scent back in 2008. Remember, I don't feel no ways tired. Remember that? Then we're going to cut to Kamala doing a similar version of that. Check it out.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from.
And the black folks in the audience clapping, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Shame on y'all for clapping. I'd be offended. I'd walk out. But then again, I wouldn't be there no way.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
I don't.
We going to do it again in 2024. That's not how they speak in Montreal, do they? They speak in the Canadian French. So where you get that from? That's that Barack Obama stuff. But maybe you weren't going to a church 20 years to get that really, that good accent going down. Barack Obama was from Indonesia and Hawaii. He's not. Okay, Obama's similar. Obama, white mom. I'm talking about Snow White, Angel White. Okay, just the pure white, straight European, right? His dad is African, not American at all. Hey, talk like this, huh? You that, well, not really. His dad was Kenyan, not West African. Your dad's African, your mom is white American. You're raised mostly by your mom and your Asian stepdad, Lolo Sotoro, in Indonesia. Then you go to Hawaii to be with your white grandparents. Then, as an adult, you come to the continental U.S., the lower 48. Then you got to go to Chicago for a while to learn how to be black, quote unquote. Same thing with Kamala, but Kamala, she don't got that much polish. Because again, she was a sugar baby. She don't got to really talk too much. She going to say a couple words and that's it. A couple words at a dinner. You went downtown Willie Brown Slit Willie Brown, going to dinners, going to functions. You might say 2 words. Okay, your job is not to talk. Your job is to be quiet and look pretty. Now you're trying to be the president? Really? For real? Come on, man. Like, let's stop. Please stop. Okay, now we got a lot to get to. We have quite a bit to get to. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, we got to get into the Meg Thee Stallion concert in Atlanta, Georgia. Meg Thee Stallion concert in Atlanta. Now, this was crazy. Look, I knew what it was straight from the beginning. Straight from the beginning that they were not there for Kamala. They were there for Meg Thee Stallion. Look, Meg Thee Stallion, we'll get to her in a minute. She's been selling out arenas like the GSU Convocation Center all over the country. Selling out arenas all over the country for a while now. Now, this was free. It was a campaign event. So why wouldn't college kids at GSU in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, why would they not want to go to a free concert? Some are going to say, hey, ABL, it was invite only. They didn't know to the last minute that she was going to be there. Listen, I live out here. I know people that went there that had no invitation. It just showed up. Because why? It was a free concert. It just showed up. Or they got a connection to get an invite. I've been in these political events where you got to get an invite, and it's easy to get one. Just know somebody, and then you can send one too. It's easy to do that. It's not a hard thing to have happen. And I'm pretty sure they invited a lot of those college kids at GSU to go to the event, which is like right there, right where they go to school at. But here's somebody talking about the whole situation. Now, this caption says, Kamala Harris gave black people Megan Thee Stallion as policy. And below that, she says, Trump 2024, U.S. flag emoji. Check it out. And somebody says that a stallion is a male horse. You know what? That's the very first time I've ever heard that in my life. That is the first time I've ever heard that. So that's mind blowing. Psh. Thank you, man. Hey, I don't know what I would have done without you, man.
So instead of Kamala Harris giving us policy to benefit black people, she gave us ass-shaking Megan Thee Stallion. That is what she think black people deserves.
Well, look, I got to correct you there. Because we got to use nice language. It's booty shaking. It's booty shaking activity. That's what's going on with Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah, and I agree with you. That's not very good. Let's talk about policy, not booty shaking, okay? Now, here's you got hold on. Let me see if I can play it. Now you have Meg Thee Stallion on stage. And you got an interesting mix, you see, because you're going to have some meemaws and whatnot that are really serious about their politics and trying to get Kamala elected. They're in the crowd with the college kids looking at this 26-year-old woman twerk on stage. See her right there? She's not amused at all. Okay. See, we got booty shaking and whatnot. She is not in any kind of way amused. All right, let's keep on going. Yeah, so is this a good campaign? Is that what we're gonna do? And the funniest part about this was having these girls on stage with pantsuit type ensembles on. When you see them at the regular concerts that they do, the regular shows, you're talking about everything's everywhere. They barely got any clothes on at all. Okay, it's just a whole lot going on. But now let's be a tad bit more conservative, right? Let's be a little bit more conservative. Let's wear some pantsuits with a little midriff and a tie. That'd be nice for the conservative audience. Okay. So imagine you are a 75-year-old mama coming to support your presidential candidate, and you have that going on stage before she comes out. And you can't avoid it because this is before she comes out. And, you know, there we go. We got the booty shaking going on. We don't want to see that right now as we got kids watching. But look, they're very smart. So the event started at 3:30. Well, the doors opened at 3:30. They had speakers. I think they had John Ossoff, the senator, out there in Georgia. They had Stacey Abrams, who is, I don't know what she is now, just a political figure of some sort, but not in office. Keep getting stomped into one by Brian Kemp and everybody else. But anyway, they had speakers come out first. Then there was a long intermission for like an hour intermission with nothing. No speakers, no nothing for like an hour. And then Meg Thee Stallion came out at about 6:48 p.m. Eastern. 6:48. Now, Kamala came out at about 7:04. So right before Kamala came out, you have Meg Thee Stallion, so you couldn't miss Meg if you came for Kamala. And when Kamala came out, people began to leave because it's like, okay, I don't want to hear her. And she had a short speech, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Within the first 10 to 15, people were leaving, ready to go to the next party in Atlanta. That's what happened. Now, some say, ABL, they were trying to leave to beat the traffic. And man, look, if you go to a Trump rally, you're not going to leave the rally when Trump comes out. That doesn't make any sense. I've been to many Trump rallies. That doesn't happen. You begin to leave when he's done. You came there to see him. Now, they're trying to compare it to a basketball game, talking about, oh, well, people leave toward the end because they want to beat traffic. Yeah, when it's a blowout, when the game is over with the whole quarter left, if the score is 100-15 and it's a minute left in the fourth quarter, okay, you could go ahead and go now. The game is over. But if the game is tight and it could be contested, you're going to stay to see the conclusion. Come on, let's just use our brain for a minute. But yeah, people were not interested in her speech. All right, let's keep on going here. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, here's a shot of the crowd. You see Kamala out there. The crowd is crazy, right? Big, crazy crowd. And again, you see the time, 7:07 p.m. Meg Thee Stallion came out at 6:48 and performed a few songs. And I think Quavo came out, another rapper. He didn't perform. He just spoke for like 2 minutes. He came out at about 7:02 to 7:04. So 7:07, here comes Kamala. After she talks for like 5 to 10 minutes, people begin to leave. All right, so you see what's happening. Big crowd. The media will say this was a success. Have you guys been watching the mainstream media? What did they say about the rally? Did they say that it was a success? I saw a guy say that this was 2008 Barack Obama energy. Listen, I'm no fan of Barack Obama at all, but the energy surrounding Obama, it was electric. And this right here ain't it. This is not it. This is a rap concert masquerading as a political rally. Okay, so yeah, Kamala don't really have it. She don't have the juice. Not in the least bit. Okay, now here's Meg Thee Stallion giving her political advice.
Now I know my ladies in the crowd love their body. Real hot girl. And if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to vote for.
So you heard that. She says, hey, I know my ladies in the crowd love their body. And if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to vote for. Okay, with a little look like. Now, what that means, it's reference to the whole my body, my choice, abortion. It's a lot of misinformation floating around, especially in the community. One thing that people don't understand is what Roe v. Wade is. So when normies that don't know anything, that are just misinformed, I would say, and it's not always their fault. Sometimes they're misinformed on purpose by education, by their parents, by whoever. But now we got the internet, we got the phone, we got the World Wide Web. It's right at the palm of your hands. Now it's time to get educated. People don't understand what repealing Roe v. Wade means. People are asking me in the street, hey, ABL, they took away Roe v. Wade. What that mean? Ain't no more abortion? No. Roe v. Wade being repealed is actually good for those who want abortion, in my opinion, because what happens is the people get to decide. You, Meg Thee Stallion, or anybody else get to choose. If you're living in a place and it's up on the ballot. You get to vote on it. It's your choice. Now, if it's in the federal government's hands, they can decide whatever they want to do. They can just one day say, no more abortions, period, no reason at all. You wouldn't want that, no, I want you. Now, would you? Now, on the other hand, they could say abortion at 9 months. You have two extremes that could happen if you have the federales in control of it. But give it to the states, there's more ability, people in that state, to decide what they want to do with abortion. If you want to be California and smoke crack all day long outside, have abortion on demand, then so be it. Y'all want that. That's why I would never go to California and live there, because I don't want to live like that. If you want to live like that, then so be it. That's your right as a citizen and a resident of California. Go ahead. If you don't want to live like that, then go somewhere else where it's more suited for you. That makes sense to me, personally. That's why I was kind of downplaying those who said that Trump should ban abortion on the federal level. I'm like, no, let's not do that, because that requires to have Roe v. Wade back. Okay? And I don't want that, because if Trump was to ban abortion outright on the federal level, then the next guy would come and say abortion on demand. So, yeah, that's just being misinformed and not knowing too much about what's happening. Now, here's Quavo, another rapper. He spoke for like a minute.
And you can't understand the struggles of gun violence if you're not in the field or in the heart of it. So one thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris is she always stand on business.
Okay, so yeah, that's him. And she used that whole standing on business line later, which was very cringe. That was some of the most cringe I've ever seen in my life. It was the creme de la creme of cringe. The top shelf cringe. He has a see-through shirt on as well. I don't know what's going on with that, but hey, it is what it is. He was just there to bring the audience out, and it worked. Same thing with Meg Thee Stallion. All right. Oh, and here we go. Here's the cringe in question, and RIP in advance to the headphone users. Check it out.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Yeah, so I forgot. It was another thing. Because he had a song talking like that, walk it like I talk it. Same thing. It's just like little rap catchphrases. It's like, all right, man, cool. That's great. But look, you're trying to be the president. I don't need rap catchphrases. I don't need little sound bites. I don't need black sense. I need real good policy. And you don't have it, ma'am. You don't have it. It is what it is. All right. Now, here we have our friend Savannah Hernandez taking pictures of the event. Now, what you're going to see here is, hold on. Yeah, what you're going to see here, people leaving. All right. And we're going to get kind of a close up look, people leaving. See, you can see them right here, right next to the sign, right next to the rail. People are leaving. Same thing over there. People leaving. Okay, you see it right over here? Right beneath the sign, people are leaving. Same thing right here. Now, the crowd size was pretty big, but at the same time, people are leaving during her speech. And let's hear more from her to get some more context, because some would say, oh, man, that was just a few people, not really a big deal. No. It was a tad bit more than that. A tad bit more than that. So somebody says, am I Afro-Canadian? No, I'm not. I am Black American, 100% Black American. You could go all the way back to the boat with the lineage. All right. But shout out to the Canadians, though. You know, poutine and Niagara Falls and all that good stuff. Shout out to y'all up there in the Great White North. So here's Savannah Hernandez talking about what happened during the actual speech. People leaving, staying, or whatever. Check it out.
Hey guys, this is Savannah reporting to you from inside of Kamala Harris's rally, which just wrapped up. Now you guys saw all of the footage, and there was actually a lot of energy for her in the building. Almost every single seat was filled, not every single one. But many people are questioning, well, were they here to see Kamala, or were they here because Quavo, Meg Thee Stallion were here, and it was essentially a giant concert. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, people started leaving about 15 minutes after she started speaking, which was kind of notable to me because, you know, this is her first presidential rally in Georgia. And so I thought people would have wanted to listen to her. And then also, she really only spoke for about 30 minutes, I would say. So it was a very, very short speech, but people couldn't make it through it. I kept seeing streams of people continuously leave, and I was like, well, you know, maybe it's the one-off person. But then I started seeing people leave from every single level, and I was like, okay, I mean, maybe there is a little bit of truth to people having come here to see the performances. I don't know how many were here just for Kamala. However, that being said, there was a lot of energy, and you guys saw the clips, the performances. There's a lot going on here in Georgia for Kamala. So just my update from being here at the rally.
So yeah, shout out to her. One of the best reporters out there, independent journalist, one of the best, always on the scene, covering stuff. Shout out to Savannah Hernandez. What she said was right on point. Right on point. People are leaving. Really, it was a free concert. That's the key. Like I said, Meg Thee Stallion has been selling out arenas all over the country. So if you're able to sell out arenas, then a free concert featuring you, of course, is going to draw people. That's just the reality of the situation. All right, now let's get to the NABJ. Oh my goodness, this was crazy. I got a whole nother thing just for that. Now, the National Association of Black Journalists, okay, this is an event they have every year for this organization, and this was in Chicago. They always invite the incumbent and the challenger every single time to speak at this event. And I think in this case, it was a Q&A with Trump. I'm not sure if it's a different event or the same event every time they ask. But, okay, National Association of Black Journalists. Again, one more time. The National Association of Black Journalists. Now, Kamala is being marketed as what? A black woman, the first black female president, blackity, black, right? The NABJ invite Kamala and Trump. Kamala didn't show up. It's a whole big thing. Oh, we trying to do a Zoom, or well, we don't want to do a Zoom. We can't do Zoom. They won't let us do Zoom. We're trying to reschedule. To me, it seems like she just kind of brushed it off. It's unimportant. So wait, why would I go speak to these black people when I can get their vote regardless? For what? Why would I go over there and talk to them? It's wasting my time. That's what Kamala's team may say. Kamala may say that herself. Either way it goes, she didn't show up. But you know what she did show up for? The day before, booty shakers, rappers in Atlanta. So we can go party with the booty shakers and the rappers in Atlanta, Georgia. But when it comes to black journalists inviting you for a Q&A, a friendly environment on top of that, because it's going to be 95% Kamala voters in there, you decline, but Trump shows up and Trump's the racist? Okay, very interesting. And of course, for Trump, it was a hostile environment. From the first question, it was hostile. Very hostile. Now, let's take a look at the very first question. Let's look at the opener. Oh, and by the way, a ghetto production. Listen, this event was supposed to start at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's what I read, at least. And I go on the YouTube to see if anybody was going to stream it. They had a stream on Associated Press. And then they said 1:15. That was their start time initially. So I'm there 1:15, get ready to watch it. I'm there 1 o'clock, get ready to watch it. Then they say 1:15. They didn't start until almost 2:30 Eastern. And Trump definitely did not like that. He mentioned how late they were and how the microphones were not working properly. It was a mess. Let's watch some of this here. Check it out.
Here we go. Test. Good afternoon, NABJ.
And by the way, this panel features 3 black female journalists, including our friend from Fox News, Harris Faulkner.
And welcome to a conversation with former President Donald Trump. This discussion continues a decades-long tradition during election years of inviting journalists to discuss the policies and their impact with the candidates who are running for president. and the impact of those policies, especially in Black communities. Former Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton have attended the NABJ conventions either as presidents or as presidential candidates in past.
So this is Rachel Scott. She's a senior congressional correspondent for ABC News.
Years. NABJ is currently in conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris's team to schedule a Q&A either in person or virtually in September.
See, look, they were supposed to have her there on that day, but she declined. They invited her, she declined. Now they're trying to say, are we trying to work with her? The reason why she said that is because that was the elephant in the room. Where's Kamala? She didn't want to come. And what they're probably going to do is a Zoom. But then when Trump said, hey, can we do a Zoom? They said, no, you can't do a Zoom. So he came to the actual event in person.
As journalists, we use opportunities like these, both to inform our reporting, but also to help voters understand the choices that they face in a consequential and historic election year. NABJ has partnered with PolitiFact to fact check this conversation in real time. You can access that feed on social media.
Now, that didn't happen. That was a failed promise. They said they were going to do live fact checking, but it didn't happen.
Using the hashtag NABJ fact check. Again, the hashtag is NABJ fact check. We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time. So let's bring out the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump.
Now, they cut to like some kind of transition right here for some reason. Why would you not show Trump coming out? I don't understand. People are so weird.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the Black population of this country. I've done so much for the Black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for Black workers and Black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and you know, and I say this, historically Black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, you know, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that Black voters should trust you with another 4 years.
I have been the best president for the Black population since Abraham Lincoln.
Let's pause for a second. Now, the crowd is like, okay, are we journalists? What are we doing? I'm hearing hooping and hollering. Are we at the Apollo Theater, Harlem, New York City on TV or what? What are we doing? It was crazy, but his reaction to her question was right on point. And it was a good way to handle it because it was a very aggressive and just loaded question. but he was able to address that without having to get nasty or belligerent. He was just matter of fact. And that was a great way to answer it. You combat that kind of energy with kind of a flat tone, but you still express yourself and you're not holding much back. So that was a very good way to handle that, in my humble opinion.
That's my answer.
Better than President
That's
Johnson,
my
who signed the
answer.
Voting Rights
And
Act.
for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
Now, right here, he was asking, what does DEI mean? I'm going to let him finish. But what I would have said is, well, Biden himself said he wanted to appoint a Black female vice president. So he himself said that she's a DEI hire directly. I'm going to appoint a Black female vice president, and he did it. Another one, Ketanji Brown Jackson, Supreme Court Justice. I'm going to appoint a Black female Supreme Court Justice. When you lead with race and gender, you can't be offended when somebody says you're a DEI hire. They literally said that she's a DEI hire by a different name. They said it, like publicly they said it.
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
Diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
Now, see, all she did was just give him what the acronym stands for. She did not give him the definition, which is a different thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when you're talking about DEI, there's certain things that go with it. It's not just the acronym being unfolded.
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition of
Sir,
that.
I'm asking you a question, a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She is always
But you know
identified
what?
as a Black woman.
I
She went to a
respect
historically
either
Black
one.
college.
Let's pause for a second. Now, the person said a couple of things, very interesting. She said that Kamala always identified as a Black woman, number one. And then number two, she went to a Black college. Now, Rachel, that's her name, Rachel? What that mean? A Black college? You don't have to be Black to go to a Black college. I hope you know that. You should know that to be probably right around my age or older. A Black college just means that the population is mostly Black. Usually it means that. We have a term for mostly white colleges too called PWI, primarily white institutions. You don't have to be white to go there, but once you go there, it'll be 90% white. It is what it is.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you
I
believe
think,
that
I think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you
Now let's pause right here. Let's pause. Now what we're going to do is reveal some evidence to corroborate what Trump is saying as far as this whole Indian, Black, or whatever. Oh, we got evidence. We have evidence for sure. Okay. Now we got two things I can just show you right quick. Just right quick. First of all, matter of fact, hold on. I got more than that. I got more. I got three things that I can show. I'm gonna show her family. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Let's show a couple pictures. Yeah, that'd probably be the best way to go about that. Show some pictures, and then we're able to kind of see what's going on. All right, there we go. Perfect. I have found them. All right, so let's look at this one, and then Oh yeah, this is right on point. All right, first, here we go. Now, Kamala's right there, or Kamala, pardon me, right there on the left-hand side. Now, I'm seeing the red dot on the forehead, the sorry. I'm seeing the Indian Paw, Mamaw, her family members. Now, I don't know about y'all. I've been black all my life, right? I've been black all my life. Never have I put on the outfit that Paw got on, okay? I've never done that. I never seen nobody in my family with a natural ponytail from their regular hair and dressing like this. I never seen my grandma with a red dot on her forehead. And I had a bunch of grandmas. I've lived enough to see both of my great grandmothers and my regular grandmas. Okay. I got a grandma still around to this day. Never have I ever seen none of them wear a red dot on their forehead. So what's that all about? Oh, but you black though, right? Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So that's one. And then here's her parents. Now, can we be a little bit honest? And before I begin this, I don't want to offend anybody. If you're biracial, whatever, I'm cool with everybody. I don't care what color you are. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican, Canyon stripe. If you're a cool person, I'm cool with you. It's whatever. I'm not up on that race stuff. Now, you see her mom, obviously, South Indian, straight from the Indian subcontinent, 100% Indian. Then there's her dad. Now, her dad is some kind of mulatto, biracial, or something like that, okay? Black and white. I have family that look something like the light-skinned part of my family. They kind of look like this, okay? Now, when you see me, when you see ABL, you're not going to be like, oh, is he mixed? Is he biracial? You would never say that. But my 2 times great-grandfather was white, Irish guy. My 2 times great-grandfather on my mom's side. And on my dad's side, they kind of light-skinned a little bit. So I'm sure there was a white person right around that same time. But when you see me and my mom's side of the family especially, you're not going to think that we have any kind of white in us. You're going to think that we black. Just 100%. I've had Africans think that I'm African. I'm not African. This guy right here is biracial at best. So let's say he's 100% black and 100% white. 50% black. She 100% Indian. So how does 100% Indian plus 50% black equal a black woman? You tell me. I would say that she's mixed, and that's totally fine. But then when you say one day I'm Indian, then the next day I'm black, I'm like, well, if you're both, just say that. Don't just say you're one day when it's politically expedient, and then the other day, just say you're both, and that'd be fine. I'll accept that. But don't just pick and choose when you want to be black, when you want to be Indian, when you want to be whatever. Okay? Now, we have more. This is her dad again in color. Light-skinned brother, okay? Light-skinned brother, and that's totally fine. And her mom, obviously, Indian. That is Kamala Harris's background. And it's okay to have whatever kind of background you have, but let's just be honest. Now, here we have Mindy Kaling, and we know Mindy Kaling is Indian. Yeah? The same kind of Indian her mom is, South Indian, like the OG, like Dravidians, those kind. The Indians that look like they might be black, but they're not black, okay? They're going to talk about being Indian in this particular piece. Now, if Kamala says that she's black, and if the lady in the beginning said that she always identified as black, then we got to explain this from, I think it might have been 2019, 2020, maybe 2021. Check it out.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe. Yes. Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that.
Let's back up one more time. Let's just let it play.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe. Yes. Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about, to have you running for president. Yeah. So we're both Indian.
Yes.
But actually, we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so, were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Okay, so.
So, yeah, there we go. So she said right there, I'm Indian. Yes, I'm Indian. So what more is it to say? I don't understand. So what Trump said was correct. If he's like me, just watching what she's doing and how she's identifying, she's always said she was Indian. The whole black thing didn't come about until recently when she became the vice president, in my humble opinion. So I don't understand. Why would anybody say that Trump is racist or anything of this nature for saying the exact thing that Kamala has said for her entire career, the thing that everybody knew for a long time? Okay, I don't really get it. Now, there's more to the NABJ thing. Okay, there's more we're going to get into. So let's keep on rocking here. Pardon me. Let's keep on rocking. And, okay, we talk about Sonia Massey and let me see, Sonia Massey and then also abortion. I'll talk about that. Then I get to the cause. Okay, so they were asking about Sonia Massey. That was the whole the boiling water case. They asked him about that. Check it out.
So Sonia Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You've said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity?
Now, let's pause. I think Trump may have said something about prosecution from being immune from prosecution, but I don't think he meant that. I think they're both referring to qualified immunity. That's not immunity from prosecution. That is general immunity from lawsuits, but it does not always protect you from lawsuits. Furthermore, if you have qualified immunity, that does not prevent the government from being sued for what you did. And in most cases, that'd be the city. So, for example, Derek Chauvin, let's say he had qualified immunity. It wouldn't have stopped him from getting locked up for murder, number one, because qualified immunity only impacts civil cases, not criminal. If you have qualified immunity, it cannot protect you from a criminal case, okay? It may protect you from a lawsuit, may. In certain cases, it can't protect you from that either. But as far as the whole thing with Derek Chauvin, he's locked up, and there were lawsuits, but they sued Minneapolis, not Derek Chauvin. You see, they sued the government, not him. He's locked up because, again, qualified immunity does not protect you from criminal cases at all. You see, in the community, we hear immunity and think about diplomats and stuff like that. We hear these tall tales about people coming over here as diplomats and deleting people and getting away with it. That could happen, I guess, supposedly, but not really. That's not really how that goes. Basically, there's no way you're going to be a police officer and take somebody's life in cold blood, violating their rights, and get off. And if you do, it'd be something that almost never happens, especially in 2024. Qualified immunity or not, it's not going to happen.
In your opinion?
Immunity?
Immunity.
I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look...
And there was a gasp in the crowd because he does not know all the case's details. And they're like, how could you not know? We know all about it. He's not really tied into all this stuff that is meant to get black folks riled up for the election, which is what that case was, unfortunately.
It didn't look good to me. It didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either.
Okay.
But again, why would...
Are they going to be charging the officer? I guess they're charging the officer.
So why should he receive immunity?
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends.
So this question really was just kind of based on misinformation from the beginning because she didn't really know what qualified immunity is. And that's kind of a problem. We got to do a lot of educating about what these certain things mean. All right. Now, Here's the whole thing about abortion that got pretty interesting.
JD Vance?
I'm going to get my JD Vance
Sure.
question in. To your point and to Rachel's point, he, has a lot of opinions about childless women like myself or divorced people like yourself. Do you think, my point
but at
is
least
here.
it was said in a friendly manner.
My point is,
That was very good that Trump did that. That was very good because she was trying to just be messy because a lot of them, they're going to be messy. They're going to try to attack him. They got Trump here, Orange Man bad. Here's my chance to really just get him with a zinger. Oh, well, look, I don't have any kids, but you divorced. So, you've been divorced before. So, ha. And then he took it in stride and made it a joke, and everybody in the audience laughed. The audience first laughed at the joke that she made, but they laughed harder at his response. So that was a good reaction from Trump.
do you think the Republican Party is getting a little bit too judgy about people's lives when you think about abortion or when you think about what JD Vance is saying?
I don't think, look, I think that the Democrat Party is really the one that has the problem. I think they're radical on abortion because they're allowing abortion in the 9th month. They're allowing the
But I think it's
they're
about
allowing
freedom,
the death of a baby after the baby is born, based on
that
governor
is
of
illegal
Virginia.
in every state in the country.
Based on the governor of Virginia,
Executing a
they're
baby in
allowing the
every
death
state
of the
in the country
baby
is illegal.
after it's born.
It's
They're
a
allowing
crime.
abortions in the 8th and 9th month.
Now, they're trying to say that he's wrong about what he's saying as far as what the former governor of Virginia said. Now, I covered that story. I remember that very well because I was in Virginia when he was running for governor. Speaking about Ralph Northam, when I left Virginia in December of 17, January 18, Northam becomes a governor. And then during his term, he was talking about aborting a baby after the baby is born. And if you guys want to see some evidence, I always keep the receipts. I keep the receipts on me. Okay, like Costco going to the front line. Now, let's go ahead and just play it. This is going to be former Virginia Governor Ralph Northam speaking about aborting a child after birth.
Here's what Virginia's governor did say.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
Now, Senator Sass is fast-tracking his bill to protect children who survive abortions.
So, there's more to that, but for time's sake, we'll leave it right there. What more needs to be said? What more needs to be said? He said it right there. People talking about, oh, you're racist for saying that Kamala is Indian. She said it herself on the camera. I'm Indian. Yes, I'm Indian. Oh, well, that's illegal. Abortion that late is illegal. The governor was trying to push it. The governor had it in the bill. He was trying to actually push it. And the former governor is a physician, a doctor, like an actual doctor who may deliver babies. And he was saying that. So imagine the regular normies that are just going to follow behind him and be like, all right, go ahead. See what I'm saying? That is an issue. That is a big issue. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I believe I got everything right here. Everything that I wanted to get. Oh, one more thing before we get to the calls and the super chats. One more thing. The whole issue about black jobs. Now, a lot of black folks are offended at the idea of black jobs being a thing. What is a black job? Okay, you're asking that question at the National Association of Black Journalists. Like, let's make that make sense. You are the National Association of Black Journalists getting upset with a presidential candidate for trying to protect black jobs. What's a black job? Everybody in this room who works as a journalist, maybe. But speaking about the context of illegal aliens, they're going to take low industry jobs. You see, people get offended. They think that we're not doing these low paid jobs. Come on, man. We're talking about black people. You're at the bottom of the totem pole in society, economically and everything else. Why we got to act like we're not that? The goal should be to get up out of that rather than acting like we're not there. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's a dumb way to approach the problem. But let's see what he said right here. Then we'll keep on rocking and rolling. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Check it out.
I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you were coming today, we really got to see that we were divided along the lines of race, along the lines of gender. And there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
Oh, I can't believe it. He said black jobs. You heard the audience? Look, let me kind of rewind that right quick.
Millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
And
Mr.
they're taking the employment away from black people. They're coming in.
But you know what? This is a problem that we face in the community, because people like this, the people that have kind of elevated and are beyond that, they don't really see us that are not quite there. They don't see us at all. They totally ignore us. They live their life, do their thing, and they ignore us. And that might be fine if they wouldn't get offended at things that are going to help us, because they kind of get in the way of this nation going forward. You got to help those that come behind you, not directly, but indirectly, meaning get out the way of things that are going to help. You see what I'm saying? You don't really care about illegal immigration because you live out somewhere else. You living in the ivory tower in the sky, married to a white man, bunch of money or whatever. You live in your life, right? Rachel Scott, whatever your name is, you live in the life, Harris Faulkner. And I like Harris. Shout out to Harris, but you living your life. Harris understands that those of us who are not living like her need certain things to get up out of that situation. And one thing that we need is a secure border. The illegal aliens come in right to the ghetto, right to the black community, taking jobs, resources. Is crime going on, language barriers, there's all kind of stuff happening, disease, crime, everything. They don't experience that. They live over there, but we experience it in the hood. You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't live in the hood anymore, but I still come from that environment. I still got friends out there. I know what's happening, and I know what they need. Listen, the real street guys all respect me. I have no issues with no street guys at all. The people in the community that got a problem with ABL are the highfalutin, bougie, nose in the air, who don't care about what's happening with the hood or, quite frankly, the rest of the country. People that are struggling and going through things, they don't care about that. They care about themselves. That's it. As long as they can get more money and another Tesla or something like that, then they good money. But beyond that, oh, well, you're on your own. But they're going to pretend to care. Oh, we can't say they're illegal aliens. They're our brothers and sisters. All kind of ridiculous nonsense. I'm getting triggered, so I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, we got super chats on deck. Then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. All righty, let's go ahead and go to Apu Bakar Al Puff Daddy, who says, Louis from Spain wants an update on your book, ABL. I need to write that, man. I've not been writing it. I need to write it. I got to get with a writer. I like doing all my work myself, so I got to reach out to somebody that can help me. What I probably would do is, I know friends. I got a lot of friends that have written books. You see them behind me. Okay, I got my brother Brandon. Okay, shout out to my brother Brandon Tatum. I got his book behind me. I got Mark Levan. I got Ball Brett. I got you right here, man. The Trojan Horse, I got you right there. I got quite a few books that a lot of my friends and whatnot have sent me. And what they tell me is what you could do is just speak it. The same way I'm speaking right now to you guys, I could speak a chapter and have it written. Speak a chapter. I'm not sure I'll do a schedule like every week, one chapter, every one, two chapters a week. I don't know how I would do it, but speak the chapter and then have it written, put into a book, get the cover going and sell it. That'll be probably what I do. I got to do it. And what I want to know from you guys is what should the book's direction be? Because I got a lot of life stories I could put in there, but what should the direction be? I don't want it just to be like a bunch of stuff, I would say, but where should I focus my energy as far as what point I want to convey? That's kind of what I got to get. And once I get that in my mind, then I'm able to get stuff done a lot easier. No, it wouldn't be an audio book. What I would do is speak my chapter and then have my words written. You see what I'm saying? It'd be easier for me to speak it and then write it versus just trying to write it. So that's kind of what I would do. All right. So I'll read into that. I'll read some of the comments to see where I should go. And also, Applebacker All Puff Daddy says, ABL, your video on white men for Kamala was awesome. Your riff on Captain Man Bun was totally hilarious. Do you think these soy boys are for real or paid off? I think they're dead serious. I think they're dead serious. Okay, trying to please their gigantic wife. I'm playing. They're trying to please those around them, and they may generally believe that they are doing the right thing. Okay, I don't think they're really paid off at all. I think the people in the street you see with signs and whatnot, they're paid, but the celebrities and whatnot, they're not paid. Okay, let's keep on going. Where was I at? Oh, thank you to Leo Mazzino, who says a grammar school was named after Robert Menendez in West New York. New Jersey has now gone back as PS3. That's crazy. You know, toppling statues after people win. Thank you to, hold on. Duel says, say your life stories and experiences and correspond it with today's politics and society. Okay, I could do that. I would not be able to get the book done before the election. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna never say never. I could do it before the election because we're about to be in August tomorrow. So that's about 3 months I have? Well, really probably about 2 months. I want to get it. If I was to get it done before the election, it would need to be done by October at the latest. And that's still kind of cutting it close. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I want to do perfect bound paper. I'm not trying to have just ebook only. I want to have like an actual physical book I can send somebody and you guys can buy and I can sign and I could do a book signing and whatnot. So, and thank you, Missy G, for giving me some flowers about being on Anton's panel. And shout out to my brother, Anton Daniels. And Anton, if you're watching, I saw you on Fox News. You doing big things, man. You doing big things, man. Can I get on with you? Hey, tell them next time you go on Fox, bring ABL with you. That's what I want you to do, man. But nah, shout out to Anton Daniels. Apple also says, ABL, you think GOP should try for a communitized vote? I mean, why not? You could try. You could try. I wouldn't expect to have fantastic results, but you got to do some outreach. To say not to only say you tried, but give a legitimate attempt. And I think Trump going to the NABJ was a legitimate attempt to reach to the community. I think it was legitimate. You might not be that successful, but try a little bit at least. Michael Critchlow says, so after the Paris drag show kerfuffle, are we going to keep pretending that Emmanuel Macron's wife, Brigitte Macron, birth name Jean-Michel Trono, is a woman? Candace is doubling down with receipts. I've been hearing about that, but I don't know a lot about it. I've not looked into it. So if Candace says it and she has receipts, then shout out to her. But me personally, I don't know too much about it. Thank you to Apple, who says, ABL, Gen Z Olympics athletes complaining about no air conditioning and bad food, lack of meat and eggs in Olympic Village, valid complaint or millennial whining. That's always an issue with the with the Olympic Village. It's always like that. So I don't know if it's whining or what. Thank you to Apple again, who says, reminder, President Trump was almost deleted. Secret Service, useless. Thank you to Apple again, who says, free all J6ers, total inside job by the federales. Thank you to Apple again, who says, ABL, you a beach person? You like the heat in the summer? Absolutely, man. You know, Virginia Beach, we used to be out there all the time. Like, that's just a rite of passage. I love the heat. I love the summer. I'd rather it be 95 degrees with high humidity than below 50. Yeah, that's the kind of guy I am. People coming to my house, like right now, okay. Now, when I say this, you're going to be like, really, ABL, are you some type of, like, what are you, man? What's going on? In my house right now, or at least in my top room, because I have in my house, I have an AC for this room up here, like the top level, and the AC for just the regular floor, the first floor. So up here, it's on 77. It's 75 downstairs. So you might be like burning up in my house, but I'm cool. I don't feel hot. I feel just right. Shout out to Michael Guess, who says, why did most of the major news networks state that Kamala Harris was the border czar? Then backpedal the statement. Did they bold-faced lie? Pensive emoji. I don't know, man. I think they're lying now. They told the truth back then and they're lying now. They're trying to hide it. They're trying to do an old Soviet Union airbrushing. Oh, that never happened. He was never there in that picture. No, you didn't see him right there in that picture. Don't worry about that. That's what they're doing right now with the whole Kamala as border czar kerfuffle. Michael Guest also says Trump 2024. Shout out to Matthew, who says Joe Biden, quote unquote, cured the economy. ABL, do you need a checkup? R. Kelly, do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Do you want to come back with Rob to America? Shout out to you. Thank you to Matthew again, who says a black Joe Biden entered a sleepy verse. Thank you to Name, who says, as a straight Asian man who identifies as a black lesbian woman, I will vote for Kamala Harris, whose mother is Indian and father is Indian and Irish. She had rappers at her rally, so she black. There you go. Right on. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, why is an old fool that has been ruled, not competent to stand trial, still in office, talking about amending the Constitution? Trump 2024. That's right. Because remember the whole thing with Bob Hur? Talking about he's not competent. He's just an old man who forgets things. How is that kind of guy allowed to rule the country? Make that make sense. Well, we know it's not him running the country. It's the people that's behind him, the staff, quote unquote. It's them, not him. Shout out to Matthew, who says black Joe Biden fought a white Irish dude named Mashed Potato. He was a bad spud. That was a great joke. Shout out to the play on corn pop rather than that was good. You get an A+ on that one. Shout out to All Natural, who says vote, but please work those polls. Right on. Absolutely. Be involved. Papa Naya, thank you for your donation. Papa Naya Shelley says, I was just in Stockton. Smoky air from street bonfires or whatever. I seen 3 German shepherds walking the street by their lonesome, chilling. Crazy. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be. Not at all. Thank you to All Natural, who says, ABL, do you think President Trump will establish his own security due to the next attempt? Can he? That's a good question. I'm not really sure. He might be able to, but something's got to happen there. Heads got to roll in Secret Service because of that whole assassination attempt. That was really crazy. It should never have even happened. That guy on the roof, a mess. Thank you to Ton Ha for the hey you emoji. And also another donation. Appreciate you for that. Thank you to Smooth Artist, who says, don't skip ABL Judge Joe. Tell him like it is. I mean, come on. I don't want to offend nobody. But he also says, Kamala Harris. Well, I don't want to read what you wrote, but shout out to you, Smooth Artist. I can't be reading these raunchy things because they're going to try to flag me. Thank you to Regina, the godmother, who says, ABL, are you an Android or iPhone, Windows or Mac? Well, I have both. This is my iPhone. This is my Android. And the only reason why I have both is because I wanted the Android. This is my workhorse right here. Okay, a lot of my videos, I got a lot of apps on here for mobile videos, especially my Instagram stuff, my TikTok stuff. I make that here, and I have the pen, so I can edit very easily on a timeline. You see, here go my pen. I can edit very easily on one of these apps. Because I can do I have pinpoint precision with my stylus that's right up in here. This is my Samsung Galaxy S22, I think. Love it. The iPhone is just for friends and family. That's it. That is it. And also, I got to use the iPhone because on Instagram, I can't change captions with my Android. Pardon me, not captions. I can't change my thumbnail with my Android. I can only change it with my iPhone. You might be able to change it with your Android, but it's really a janky process. Yeah, all I want is this. All I want is this, but I have to have this too. And I really don't like Apple products that much. But then I got an Apple Watch, So I'm kind of stuck in the system a little bit. But as far as my PC, Windows all day long. I started building, I know I'm running late before I get to the calls, but bear with me. I started building PCs when I was young, like in my early 20s. And I had just all, I started with Intel builds and I had AMD builds. I got a computer in there right now I could build. I got 2 CPUs right there. I got the AMD and the Intel right there on my nightstand. I got all kind of stuff in here. So I did that for a long time. Then I decided to be artsy and get a Mac when I was like, how old was I? I might have been 25, 26. And I had that for a while, a long time actually. And then I switched back to PC. In my early 30s, I ain't looked back. I've not looked back because PC is nothing like it. Mac computing sucks. It sucks badly unless you are working at Pixar or something like that. But if you're just a normie or a guy doing what I'm doing, we don't got time for the PC for the Mac and all their nonsense and incompatible programs. Nobody got no time for that, man. PC master race all day long. PC master race. Linux, I thought about Linux, but I'm worried about compatibility with my programs. I got a lot of programs need to be used. I might be able to use Linux, but I don't want to have any kind of compatibility issues. Also, something else. Can I talk about this? Also, something else. I don't have any more Adobe products either. For a long time, for many years, I use Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Illustrator, all of that. Now I use DaVinci Photo. DaVinci Resolve, DaVinci Resolve, and Affinity Photo, and an audio program called Ocean Audio. That's what I use. These are halfway free programs or like you got to pay a little bit of money, but nowhere near the $55 a month that Adobe costs you for a subscription to use those programs. Okay. So yeah, shout out to the PC boys. Adobe, no. Apple for mobile devices, for my phone and my watch, not for my computer. But I'm talking too much. Let me go ahead and keep on rolling here. Thank you to MH, who says a marriage must be between a man and a woman. Right on. Thank you to Big Rocks, Little Rocks, who says throughout history, when a society delves into homosexuality and promiscuity to the extreme, time and time again, it's symptom of a society's collapse. Yes. Follow Rome. We all know how it went. Thank you to Third Time, who says, I'm so disappointed in the black community for once again falling for these pandering parrots. Catchy cliches, and no policy talk for us black folk. Absolutely. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you to EMH, who says, illegal migration must stop. Also, end most legal. Thank you to John Stone, who says, for Trump's 2024 strategy, what so far has been effective for Trump? What might he change to win the undecided? Are you impressed with him so far? He's doing a good job of reaching out to people, showing strength in the midst of weakness in the Biden administration. Biden looks like he's about to pretty much be on the floor, collapsed and done. He looks very weak. He is very weak. Kamala, weak as him. Not physically disabled, but weak nonetheless. So Trump comes with strength, and Trump is not afraid to reach out to people. He goes to NABJ. He does stuff like that. He's going on the stream and talking to Jake Paul and doing things like this. That's how you go about it. You got to reach everybody. The boomers, the Gen Z, and everybody in between. You got to reach them. Black, white, whatever. Reach everybody. He's doing that. Kamala is doing a bunch of scripted things to make her look one way to the general public. It's a game of perception. It's not really about generating organic interest. Thank you to Tico Mike, who says of 100. She didn't define it. She just said the acronym. On point. Exactly. Thank you to Hollow Boy for Life 2002, who says Kamala be like, LOL, come to the, I can't really pronounce that, but shout out to you for that, man. To 7-Eleven. Thank you to Third Time, who says Judge Joe Brown exposed Kamala Harris's lackluster career and race switching for political gain. Definitely worth a watch. I will watch that, but I got to kind of censor it a little bit for the YouTubes. Thank you to J-Man MVK for gifting a membership. And thank you to Rebecca, shout out to Rebecca Starr. I appreciate you for joining. Who says, how do you feel about Judge Joe Brown saying that he talked to Kamala's father and he said there is no black on his side? Well, I mean, it makes sense to me. People in the comments are saying that he's Indian and Irish, which pretty much adds up. That adds up. You got a mixed race Indian guy with a full blown Indian woman, and they produce a mostly Indian child who may be able to pass as black the same way Mindy Kaling's brother did in the experiment when he went to college for free, allegedly. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. And hold on one second. Now, I'm going to tell my kids that this was Kamala Harris. That's what I'm going to do. All right, kids, sit around the campfire. Kamala Harris tried to become the president, didn't work. That's her right there. All right, that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype in the description if you want to call that way. And let's get my sound together so we don't have a bunch of nonsense going on. Y'all please hang tight for me. All right. Set that right there. And then we should be good. Let's keep on rocking. All right, Matt, what's going on?
Yeah, today, what's going on?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
Oh, you got that Rochelle Dolezal up there. That's my favorite black woman ever.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. So they found Kamala's birth certificate, and she says the race is put in as Caucasian.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because what's funny about white people like me is that we're called Caucasian, but we aren't from the Caucasus region, and nor are we Asian in any way, shape, or form. So, someone who's from India is actually a Caucasian, especially West India.
Interesting.
So Kamala Harris would be the first Caucasian president. And also, I really like that interview with the black reporters, because I think it was kind of like the first time that Trump could have like a dialogue with someone. And I think he did a good job letting them talk. But if he gets more opportunities to do that, I would probably let him talk more, because like I got my favorite, I love AOC and my favorite Native American behind me too. I would make them just answer the question, like, did you believe, is Elizabeth Warren a Native American? So the next time they challenge him on whether or not Trump believes that she's a DEI hire or believes that she's black or Indian, is Elizabeth Warren a Native American? These people are not the authority in all this. I think if you let them talk, and you'll find that out. And something kind of funny about that Mindy, what's her name from The Office?
Kaling.
Yeah. Did you know her brother pretended to be black?
Yeah, I said that a little while ago. He went to.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he went to one of these black colleges in Atlanta. It might have been Morris Brown or something. And there was a whole big thing, whole big experiment where he shaved his head off and pretended to be black. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said that he was taking black people's jobs. So he was talking loud on the buses. He was he was taking all the white ladies. He was doing all those sort of things. He was just saying it in jest, but I thought it was kind of funny. And then maybe, because I know you're running late. He said his grade point average was a 3.1.
Wow.
And he said that when everybody was when he applied as a Caucasian, that everybody was saying that his grades aren't good enough. But when he applied as a black man named JoJo, then everybody said that his grades were excellent. So I mean, what more do you want? Second, I think I want to leave you with this. Venezuela, the generals are deciding who the president of Venezuela is going to be. I remember I was saying this like months ago, or even more than a year ago, that Oklahoma, the president couldn't even get the Oklahoma National Guard to take the COVID-19 vaccine. There's going to be something that happens where they're going to steal this because we don't have the poll watching, we don't have the ballot harvesting infrastructure, but it's going to be so obvious, just like in Venezuela. I mean, Venezuela, the world is saying, "Hey, Maduro, you stole this thing." Our generals are going to decide who the president is. That's what it's going to boil down to. So be ready, poll watch, vote, form your secret societies, and just be ready to protest. I mean, it works. People have got to be scared of us. So that's all I got for you, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, great call. Shout out to my man Matt. And before we go on to the next call, I just want to show you guys what he was talking about as far as Mindy Kaling's brother. Now, Mindy Kaling, you guys know from, The Office? I never watched that show. But anyway, she was on that clip earlier with Kamala talking about Indian food and you're Indian, all this, that, and the third. That was her. Now, here's her brother, VJ, VIJAY, VJ, and he goes by JoJo. Now, look at this. It says, Mindy Kaling's brother, I faked being black to get into medical school. This is on CNN from back in 2015. And there's him on the left looking like a regular Indian dude and on the right looking like a shaved head Indian dude. But we got so many people that think that you could just be a brown-skinned person and be black. Then you're just going to say, all right, Indian Caillou, you're black. Come on, get this scholarship. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. Okay. VJ, now known as JoJo, is black. All right, you looking like what's my man's name? You looking like Vivek Ramaswamy with 40 more pounds on your face. Come on, man, I'm not fooled, but somebody was fooled. Somebody was fooled. Hey, Black on Sight, I was laughing too when I saw it. I was in tears. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Who am I speaking to? 617.
Hey, ABL, it's Shanna in West Virginia in that Panhandle. I just talked to you, I think, on Saturday. Want to give you, I know you're running late, so I want to be super quick. Want to give you a little bit more hope. So since the last time we've spoken, there has been Trump signs just going up faster than wildfires spreading in California. And it is actually the most liberal area of West Virginia. It still votes red all the time, but I think we're good there. But I did want your opinion on one thing, and that is about the whole Kamala thing with the VP pick. Obviously, she's announcing it in Philadelphia, which lends everybody to believe that it's going to be Shapiro, right? But from a foreign relations perspective, I just really wanted your take on this because she has none, first and foremost. But if you look at the front runners, you've got Shapiro, you've got Buttigieg, right? And Pritzker. Pritzker and Shapiro obviously are both Jewish. Buttigieg obviously is he likes the other sex, right? How is that going to work with foreign relations when the biggest problem that we have is in the Middle East right now? I mean, Iran's legal system obviously explicitly prohibits this. It shows weakness to me, and I wanted to get your take on that and what you think of it.
Okay, now JB Pritzker, no, because he's fat. That's not going to work. That's not going to look good on a national stage, especially on an international stage. That's not going to be a good look. It's like, sir, you can't take care of yourself. How you going to take care of us? That's what people are going to say.
He looks like a Lego.
A Lego is crazy, but yeah, I agree. You could just put a piece of Lego around his forehead and build a whole castle. You sure could. So that's not going to work. And Pete Buttigieg, it's not going to work either because he's gay. It's just, we're not ready for that. And he's a small guy. It doesn't really scream strength, especially when you have Kamala, who's already a small woman. So you got to have somebody that has some kind of strength, some kind of stability. So if out of the three, it'd be Shapiro. He's the most like prototype that you would have out of the three.
But that's terrible for foreign relations in the Middle East right now.
Why is he Jewish?
Because he's Jewish.
Yeah. That's a point. So that might be kind of a strike against him. And I think even Anderson Cooper said that on TV that might be a problem because he's Jewish. So, I mean,
I was just wondering your take on that.
yeah. I mean, like all of them, they have
I'll
their
let you
flaws.
go because I know I know that you're running late and I want you to get to other calls. But I just wanted your take on that because you're more knowledgeable on all this stuff than I am. So
Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I forgot about Shapiro being Jewish, but out of all of them, he'd be the best one. But that's not really saying a whole lot because you're dealing with slim pickings on that side. Okay, yeah. Personally, I don't want any of them to win. So for me, they're all bad picks. All right, let's keep on rocking here. 661, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Angie. I wanted to mention, I also noticed when I was listening to the previous caller, how is it going to be possible, ABL, if Kamala is Indian and India and Russia and China are all a power team? How would it be wise of us to be even voting for a woman? Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah. I don't know if people are thinking about it, but I mean, she's Indian, and for us to be voting in it, no offense, I don't have anything with Indians, but how would that work for our benefit as a sovereign nation by putting an Indian woman in office? And India is close ties with Russia, who we're fighting right now, and China. So to me, that's just crazy. I don't think she's gonna win, but I'm thinking, did anybody think about that from that perspective? And also, Kamala married a white Jewish guy, and her mother was she identified as a white woman. We know she said she's Indian from Asia, but she identified as a white woman. And I mean, Kamala loves her mother and her Indian heritage so much that, I mean, she ended up marrying a white man as well. But I don't understand why people are denying the fact that she's an Indian. She's an Indian like Tyla, the singer, is an Indian. And for anybody to say she's black is crazy, because Indians, if you go to India or even if you're in Los Angeles, you see them, they can look like us. It doesn't mean that they're not Indians. I mean, this is crazy to think that. I mean, she had an interview with Keke Palmer, where Keke Palmer asked her, the actress, how do you get your hair like that, silk press? And she said, I don't use flat irons to get my hair like this. I don't use heat on my hair. She uses some type of brush. And when you look at her hair, I mean, she's just a woman that is not black. She's not a black woman.
Right.
I mean, that alone, I mean, what black woman, and all these they have these black women who are 4C hair and all. I didn't even know that was a thing, But she doesn't even need a hot comb from her hair, and she's black.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's black, but I mean, so I'm just thinking to myself, where is the common sense with these black women who are educated in high places, who are fighting, saying that white supremacy this and we're so disenfranchised, but you're telling me you're standing next to a woman who don't even have to use a hot comb on her hair, and that she just has to uses a brush to curl it up. She doesn't even straighten her edge. She doesn't have to do anything to her hair. She doesn't even know what it's like to sit in the kitchen and put a hot comb on her head. I mean, somebody said, I think Tariq said the other day, I mean, she grew up with curry. I don't know if she knows what it's like to have, biscuits, grits and biscuit, right? Or just traditional dishes that we have. But this woman these black women are standing around her, and she's never used a hot comb on her head. I don't understand that. So, and none of her family. So I'll let you go, but it's just, I'm just thinking about it. Like, people who are voting for her, do they not understand that, China is friends with India and we're fighting China and Russia? So, I mean, for different reasons. So I'll stop there. Thank you, ABL.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, that's definitely a great call. I mean, she's not black at the end of the day. But the thing is, it wouldn't even really matter if she wasn't going out there talking about she's a black woman. Why say that when you're not actually that? I don't understand. Just say you're mixed and leave it at that. But don't say you're black when you're not. You're really more Indian than anything else, which is what you were saying earlier. You said that you were Indian. And as far as a hot comb, yeah, I got a lot of experiences with that. I never had a hot comb in my head, obviously, as a boy. But, I got my little cousins. They be in there. My little cousin crying because she getting burnt on the back of her neck. My mama in there with the hot comb. They put it on the eye of the stove. Before they had the induction and stuff like that, they put it on the eye of the stove, a comb, like a piece of iron. They heat it up on the stove and they put that in your hair to straighten it. Our hair is different. Black people, our hair is different. So if you don't need that, that means you're not black because your hair is not, it don't really match up. That's why VJ, Mindy Kaling's brother, got that nice, smooth, silky hair because he's not black. It is what it is. 859, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, ABL, how's it going? How's it going, bud?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
You listen for a libertarian friend. I'm just relaxing, playing GTA with my friend, just chilling out. And I was just wondering about the whole, what's your opinion about the shooter? And I was wondering, do you think there could be a possibility that the CIA or FBI or any interest would have got him hurt on purpose? Do you think that could be a possibility? Because it seems kind of fishy. A lot of these assassinations always end up in the result of some form of government interference or some kind of close of government influence in some of these cases sometimes, which is weird,
Yeah, it could be something going on there. I don't really know what's going on. I think something's not right all the way, but for me to say exactly what it is, I'm not really sure.
And I think it was earlier that he was getting threats from international terrorists and stuff like that, international governments, and he was asking for more security. So do you think any way that there could be some connection or something like that, or anything, or what?
I don't know. These are good questions, but I'm not really sure.
Okay. I was just wondering because, you never know, because, files from now could be redacted in, 50 years from now. And I was just reading stuff about, the MK Ultra and stuff like that. And I think it was kind of strange that he got up on that roof pretty quickly. And a lot of people noticed it. And a lot of the agents, a lot of law enforcement, they noticed it, but they weren't giving any direction to execute the threat for a long period of time. He said he got 3 shots in, right?
I don't know. I don't know how many shots it were.
Many shots. And to be honest with you, that actually helped Trump a lot, him getting shot at, because it made him look like a martyr. So that, trying to assassinate somebody or any kind of leader or any kind of president just kind of makes him look better compared to, even if he got killed. So, I that's the one thing I don't completely understand. That kind of ends up making your cause look worse.
Yeah, it does.
And I think that was probably one of the reasons why Joe Biden dropped out of it, because, he said too many things to make him look like he was encouraging violence and stuff like that into the eyes of the public and stuff like that. And this is coming from a guy that I thought, January 6th and Chaz Chop was comical, like the ending of Blazing Saddles. You know what ending I'm talking about?
I missed your point there about Blazing Saddles.
The ending fight scene.
I don't know. Yeah, you asked me a few things I don't really know tonight for some reason.
That's cool. It's cool. Okay. I'll talk to you later. It's very libertarian out. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. But man, it's too much for my brain to manage right now. But shout out to my man. Always a good call. Let's keep on going. You're on the line with speaker to 647. Can you hear me, boss? 647. Going once, going twice. All right, I don't know what happened. Maybe that's me, maybe that's him. I'm not really sure. But if you are a first-time caller, please have your ear to the phone and be ready to answer, because there will be a delay if you're looking at the screen trying to time it that way. All right, let's go to... All right, they call 817. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, man, my name is Don. How are you, sir?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
I wanted to ask you if you think the potential strategy that I think Trump demonstrated earlier today, trying to get people to question if Kamala Harris, has the right to identify as a black woman, is a good strategic road to go down.
Well, it wasn't a strategy. It was a question he was asked, and he answered the question. So it wasn't like he just went out there to say that, like it was a campaign thing, like at a rally, oh, she's not really black. It was a question.
Sure. So do you think it may now morph into like something he would say repeatedly at a rally? Do you think that's a bad idea?
I mean, he could say it. I don't think I would say it necessarily, but it wouldn't be something that's wrong because she's lying. Okay, one day she says she's Indian, the next day she says she's black. So which one is it? Can we get some clarification? And we got videos to prove it. So I don't like being lied to personally. As a black person, I'm offended that you could just dip in and out of being black. I can't do that. What I'm gonna say one day, I'm Indian. Really, ABL, you're Indian? Okay, sure. And I'm the Queen of England.
Right. I guess something else worth thinking about, you for example, like even something like Fox News, mainstream media, even something like Fox, purporting to be a conservative news outlet. But I see a lot of headlines today saying that conversation was a disaster with Trump and the black journalist. But, there's no way of knowing like what the actual collective consciousness is in response to that. Like that might have been a really pivotal moment in his campaign today. Like, do you think it was?
I don't know about being pivotal. I think it was a good showing from him personally. Some might disagree with that, but I don't know about it being a pivotal. I don't know about it being like a transitional moment. It just was, in my opinion, a good performance.
Okay, fair enough. And the last thing I was going to ask you, my friend, is when you're not doing political, for your profession, like what kind of interest do you have in your spare time? I know you mentioned like computers earlier, but just, briefly, I was going to see if you would share some of those hobbies you might have. And that's all I got.
All right. I answered your question off the air. Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So answer my man's question about hobbies. First of all, you talk about computers. I love any kind of technology, any kind of gadgets, just learning about things. I do a lot of reading, do a lot of research. But aside from like indoor activities, I'm really into fitness, really into cooking the proper foods. I love the outdoors. If it's warm and I can find somewhere, I like hikes, small hikes. I ain't trying to climb up the mountain and get heat stroke, but I want to go down Stone Mountain in Georgia. I've been there, but I ain't been up the mountain yet. I like being out here, out in Chattanooga, Lookout Mountain. I like going down to the river, to the riverfront, downtown, walking that, or a light jog. I like being out. I like having the sun on me. I like being outside. I like my cars, the F-150, the Mustang. I might hit 100 miles an hour in interstate, but don't tell nobody. I love doing little alterations and just making sure my cars are taken care of. I like building things, anything. I'm thinking about building a different, like an addition to one of my flex room area. Okay. I said it before. I like to be able to flip furniture, painting and using my power tools. I love it. I got a whole big bag of the Ryobi tools. You guys ever seen those? You may go to Home Depot or whatever. It'll catch your eye. Like, well, I get a whole big bag for like $100. I got a multi-tool. I don't know how many drills I got. I got a Makita impact driver. I got a regular DeWalt. I have a Milwaukee drill, I think. I have a Ryobi drill and like a Black & Decker. I got all kind of tools. I love using my hands to actually build things, whether it be a computer, whether it be any kind of wood, structure, painting, sanding. I love it. Anything dealing with my hands that I can actually do, I enjoy. Calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, I love it. So that's my thing. So you like drilling things? See, I caught what you said there. A motorcycle, I can't do it. Because I heard a story and it kind of scared me. And I've seen some things as well. I've seen accidents. There was a tow truck driver that I was with one day because my car had to get towed, my regular car. I ain't had no motorcycle ever. And he told me a story about how he went to the scene of an accident with a motorcycle and the guy's head was off with the helmet on. So he was in the accident decapitated with his helmet still on. And the head rolled down the street with the helmet. His head was inside the helmet and the whole thing rolled down the street away from his body. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm cool on that. And I had a close friend get really messed up with a motorcycle accident. We saw Alan West. I met him before. Great person. He got messed up. So I'm good on that. I like the speed. I like the thrill. I'll take my chances in the Mustang. That's about closest I'm going to get to any kind of speed demon type situation like that. You know, I like a mountain bike or something like that. I ride a mountain bike up a trail. I do that all day long. That's fun. But a motorcycle, not really. All right. So I'm going to get a few more in here because I've been talking for a long time. I've been very talkative tonight. So let's get to a few more calls. Let's go to 631. You're the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Brian in New York. How you doing?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the polls in the swing states. Do you follow any of that?
Sort of, but not really.
I look at some of the polls that you see on, for example, Real Clear Politics and some of the more popular pollers on YouTube, and or people that do the polling analysis, and they have the maps with the solid red states and the solid blue states, and then they have the swing states. Now, while Biden was in the race, of course, all of the swing states turned very much in Trump's favor, and I don't know if the polling information on Kamala Harris is, ready for prime time yet, but I was wondering if you had any thoughts about how the Rust state might go. For example, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Minnesota. Do you think that it's going to be tight, or do you think that it's going to break Trump come Election Day?
It's going to break Trump, in my opinion. I don't see how it would be tight because these states, you're talking about economics, are really going to hit these states hard. So if one side is saying, hey, we're going to do what's best to fix the economy and get you guys back on track, and the other side is saying we're going to have illegal immigration and we're going to do this and do that, things that are going to hurt them in a negative way, I just don't see how that message gets across to these states. And then they say, yeah, I'm going to vote for that. I'll vote for the thing that hurts us the most. Left coast California, places like that, they don't really care, unfortunately, because of the impact of the big cities on the state. But other places, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all of that, I think they're going to go Trump.
In 2020, the first city that really went crazy with the riots was Minneapolis. And the whole state was, the whole city was burnt down. And, they had videos of that guy from Antifa, and he was breaking windows, and then everybody went insane. And then that started to travel throughout big cities throughout the country. People were saying, oh, Trump has to call out the National Guard. He didn't do it, or at least not fast. And Minnesota hasn't voted Republican since Reagan, I think. I'm not even sure Reagan won. I think Reagan lost it to Mondale. It was the one state Mondale won. So it's like it goes on forever and ever that Minnesota is blue. I don't know why. I saw Wisconsin, they were saying in the polls, is a close call. I don't know why. Michigan, Trump did a heck of a lot to help the auto industry. I think it was stolen in 2020 to go to Biden. But how any of these places are close calls, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
The other thing is Virginia, Northern Virginia, is filled with a lot of people that work in D.C., so their meal ticket comes from being a permanent government worker. But they elected Glenn Youngkin as a Republican governor, and that was really close just a couple weeks ago. I don't know what would happen with that. It looks like Trump is going to carry Georgia. Arizona is a weird state because, it's sort of like McCain country. Nevada seems like it's going Republican. It just, some of these places, it seems like it should be a runaway for the Republicans. And how it's a close call on any of them, I don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell. You know, people are different in different places. They have different ideology, and it's just kind of hard to get into everybody's mind, man. But thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you again. Take care.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great calls tonight. I really, really appreciate y'all. Let's take a couple more calls, and then I'm wrapping on up with the bone top. All right, anonymous caller. Who am I speaking to?
Anonymous caller, good civilian. Okay, so I only have less than like 2 minutes. I don't know. I'm the dude that got true last time, but you didn't hear me say hello 2 times. I'm gonna start anywhere and improvise. As for Kamala Harris, if you all have a bunch of listeners, you know, 2000 on or about 22 or 23, she was speaking to an audience, giving her speech, and she repeated multiple times, and the audience echoed back that the truth does not matter. If the truth does not matter, and she's cackling and they're screaming back, the truth does not matter. Is that somebody that you really can trust?
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, do you remember that? I remember clearly. I couldn't believe my ears. And people were so stupid. They kept on going, the truth does not matter. The truth does not matter. Do you remember any of that?
I don't.
Oh my, okay. All right. I'm kind of surprised I'm talking to you. That's why my mind's going blank right now. I had a lot of things to talk about. I'm very shocked to hear your voice. Nice to hear. I love your show. Another thing, I'm surprised that you didn't talk about, and it's not your fault, you might not know everything, as great as you are. When we had that white vice president, before she gave it to the black, not vice president, the lady, I think she had a scarf. Gosh, I'm so shocked right now. I can't speak properly. She said, while at the White House giving her speech there to the press, she made a tongue slip up, and she said something like, we're going to kill all of you. I very few people know about this. I'm realizing this now. I thought more people would have known about this, and Biden had his tongue slip, which doesn't really surprise me. And he said something kind of like, I don't want to misquote the guy, but he said something kind of similar, and I'm like, how come this didn't make it to the mainstream news? Well, now I'm thinking on the spot, well.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I think my man just got disconnected. But shout out to you, man. I really, really appreciate you. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it on up here. Shout out to you guys for joining. I really, really appreciate y'all. There's a whole lot of news going on. And like I said, as I told you guys before, and I'm going to say it again, this election cycle, every election year for the general, for the big one, it's going to get crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot going on. It's a whole lot. Oh, did you guys know it was Avocado Day? I'm looking at this thing on my desktop. Avocado Day, for real. Avocados are the best. I love avocados. That's a really good food you want to eat. You know, if you're interested in being healthy and losing some weight, you could have that part of your diet and don't eat so many calories. And speaking about losing weight and whatnot, before we wrap it on up, you guys, please subscribe to the new channel if you haven't, Uncle ABL. I got a new video over there talking about weight loss and how to get yourself right and how not to have a big back or be hunched over. Okay, so y'all please subscribe to Uncle ABL and also find me everywhere. Now I'm on TikTok because they made me go over there. They made me do TikTok because of all the misinformation, bad information over there. I got to be on TikTok now, so y'all follow me over there. TikTok.com, Anthony B. Logan, ABL, I'm easy to find. Also, y'all follow me on my regular social media aside from the TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, not going to call it X. Follow me there. Follow me everywhere. And that'll be a wrap for me. So shout out to you guys again. You guys are the best audience. Could not do the show without you. Thank you to everybody for watching, retweeting, super chatting. You guys are the best. Shout out to the mods keeping the trolls in check. I really, really appreciate that. And I'll be back live on Saturday, same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So before I wrap it on up, put the bow on top, I think I got a couple of more super chats here, and that'll be it. Thank you to, where we at right now? I think it's Lanita who says, the moderators on the debate said, quote unquote, black jobs, go protest outside of CNN. I think it's Abina who says, I don't trust anyone who watches their collard greens in the bathtub. LOL, hot chat, kiss face. Yeah. I heard that. Did she really say that? She washes the green in the bathtub? Listen, if you washing any food in the bathtub, I'm not eating that. Okay? Like that we're not doing that, man. Look, don't be poor. At least look, if you can't use a sink for whatever the reason may be, get one of them big like steel tubs that's not where you washing your hind parts at, okay? You were washing your hind parts in the same place you're going to wash my greens? I think not. We're not doing that, okay? I don't care. Look, I don't trust your level of cleanliness. You're not going to get in the grout and all of that. You're not going to get all of that going on. It's a piece of your body, just your body gunk in the grout. And it's going to get in my greens. I don't want that, man. Don't do that. So, yeah, Kamala said she washes her greens in the sink. That's crazy. Okay. We're not going to do that. And thank you to Missy G for becoming an ABL superstar. I really, really appreciate you. That'll be a wrap for me. I'll be back live on Saturday, and I'm here every day throughout the week. Y'all subscribe to the new channel, Uncle ABL. Also, the audio-only podcast will be available tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the box. Also, just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out and peace.